Let's go, Pantheonas. Whoop that tree. Whoop that tree.
I like it.
Whoop that tree.
Oh yeah, man.
Whoop that tree.
That's trick.
Whoop that tree. Whoop that tree. Whoop that.
You thought we weren't gonna do WrestleMania today? At least those two matches. He came out. Yachty came out trying to do his entrance that everyone's seen. You don't like the way he skipped to the ring?
I'm tired of the celebrity appearances. It's wearing on me. I want it to be a little bit more spaced out. They're starting to turn it into a regular thing. Like it's whole competition section. You know, they got mid card and they got the main title guys. It's like a whole little group now. I don't really like it.
Hey, we got Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul. Bad Bunny as the referee. Come on,
fam. Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, at some point, Backlash, SummerSlam, something like that, we will see an ISO Speed versus Logan Paul for the revenge of the frog splash from the top rope.
There it is.
Which, I mean,
they should fight over an Instagram account. The winner gets the password.
Lord have mercy.
And he wins the match, hugs his family. He's the United States champion.
Yep.
So, that's something. They're behind him, right? People like him. The office likes him. Good.
Sure. Yeah, and I think his decision, how they decided that match to go, was warranted. The only thing that I would flaunt or I guess criticize about it is that maybe they should have just left the belt on Melo, since there was actual history there as opposed to manufactured in the last 3 weeks leading into WrestleMania type smoke for a WrestleMania match. But it was a good match, even still. You know, Sami Zayn performed well, and so did Trick. You know, there was enough back and forth there at the end that it could have went either way. So I think it was, you know, very engaging and very engaging match.
Needed more time.
I have more time. I have less criticism for this match than I do some of the other ones we've seen on Sunday and Saturday.
You know what I have criticism for? Lash Legend lost her tag team championship.
Ain't that some bullshit to Paige and one of the Bella twins? Not even the Bella twins, but Paige in a Bella twin.
That's just a bell.
Like, what? Why that? Okay, so we bring it back Paige. She's the stand-in for Nikki. Okay, cool. She got a nice little crowd pop. Everybody's cool. But when they put the belt on her, I think everybody was a little bit confused. Like, hold on, man, wait. It's a bit sudden. Like, at least AJ Lee had a whole couple PLEs before she took the belt off of Becky. It wasn't just immediately like, hey, I'm here. Give me that belt. Let me get it. Do you think Oba needs a belt right now? Does he need a title?
You can only do the build once. So let's generate hype. Let's get excited. Let's do all.
I mean, even Intercontinental or United States. I'm not saying he has to be going at WWE or the heavyweight. I'm just saying, does he need a belt at all right now?
Who needs the Intercontinental title?
Dominic Mysterio, Penta.
Okay, Oba doesn't need it. No, because you asked if he needs it. Nah, he's okay.
Okay, I don't think he
did a good job.
And for that reason, I would not rush a Roman Reigns angle.
Yeah, of course not.
I wouldn't rush it.
When they got Roman Reigns, and even Reigns alluded to it, he's here for the whole summer. He's going to be a full-time schedule.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah,
if they've committed to giving him a championship run, they're going to give him a full run, and that's going to be where he doesn't lose it to Oba in the next pay-per-view. We're good.
Okay. I know they get trigger fingers, or they get happy feet sometimes, and we end up with stuff like Cody and Randy at Mania. Like they get nervous and they're like, oh well, let's go back to Old Faithful. Let's get Roman in the feud with them. You know, it's they get antsy, so you got to watch them. Excuse me.
You know, one reason why you don't got to be worried about Obafemi and what's the garbage guy name again from the Shield? What's the garbage? What was his name?
The garbage guy.
You just said it. The garbage one on the Shield. You just said his name.
Roman.
Him.
Oh,
The establishment of a new main event player.
OTC.
And I think at the end of the year, the OTC can get some.
yeah.
I
See,
mean,
I don't
even
take
him
that
saying
as
at the
nothing,
end
though.
of the year, if you're saying at the end of the year, you probably know something about the plans behind the scenes. So it's not happening soon.
Okay. Yeah, I hope not. For our sake, I hope it doesn't. What did you think of the ladder match?
Skip.
Really?
No, I just mean it's a car crash. What do you want to talk about there? Everything was great. Everything.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, we're not gonna cover all the 13 matches on the.
No, I'm trying to get the ones where the people that we like are. That was Javon Evans. I'm trying to get through all of the.
Javon did what he was supposed to do. He did the stunt. I think he jumped from the corner to the ladder to get Rusev out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and everyone else was amazing too. Even Rey Mysterio showed up. He came up. Boom, booyaka, booyaka. All right, so good match. Yeah.
Jade Rhea.
Fine match. The right person won too.
I disagree on the direction. I think if you were going to do this, they probably should have stuck with the original plan of Jade and Charlotte. Because at least with Charlotte, it gives her, she's like the Randy of the women. She's like right on the cusp of being the next John Cena or Undertaker, or that type of era of champion, right? With Rhea, it's her fourth title, and you would like to put Rhea, you would like to have the fans see Rhea and Jade as even. Well, we just watched Jade skate for 60 days, fight Jordan Grace and B-Fab, and then lose to Rhea. How does that feel? How are you leveling those two guys out? Rhea now has won in back-to-back WrestleManias, and now Jade again was basically a paper tiger for 2 months, and then you fed her to Rhea. So if you want to keep her up there for her character, I felt like she should have won the decision, even though the match went pretty well. That was the best I've ever seen Jade Cargill wrestle, for sure.
Yeah, her best match, I would say too, on WWE.
Yeah, for sure.
Jade didn't have a run. She had one defense before Rhea.
That's a fact. That's how I feel. I feel like they cut her short.
I'm getting tired of seeing her with gold, but I get this builds another Liv feud. Do you even count the tag team belts though as a real belt? It doesn't really matter. I was gonna say with Lash Legend, if you look at this, the next guest they had was Trick. Skip out. Where is she? You're about to see her.
I love it. So
bring it home, Trick.
Where is she?
WrestleMania.
Right there. Okay, look at that. Ha ha ha! I just lost my title yesterday, but look at me. Everything is all fun and game. That's wrong.
The happy couple.
And she's a heel right now.
How about it?
I don't know if
There's
that's
gotta be less.
Meanwhile, we go from the celebration.
That's why the tag team belts mean nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I lost the tag belts at WrestleMania. You should be, man. We gotta wait for SmackDown to see how you feel about it.
But Liv Morgan don't act like that when she it's usually the guys losing over. Well, no, hold on, wait. Who lost their title in Judgment Day first? I think it was Liv. They don't, we don't expect her to poo-poo around.
Liv did not dance on a stage with Dominic. I lost that title. That's not right.
I mean, she did her whole Daddy Dom shit at some promo she cut shortly after. Gleeful enough.
What a great act. You know what else I like about that? Dominic's is married to a whole nother woman.
Yeah.
And they just play a role of a couple on TV.
I'm going to ask you about something. And feel free to no comment it if you feel so inclined.
Okay.
There's a certain wrestler who's flirting with that same type of situation, only it may actually be real. Could it possibly be work? Is it possible that the fact that now he's talking about it, even, kind of secretively, not actually coming out and confirming?
I think I know what you mean, but if it is why are you talking in riddles? What do you mean?
Well, because if you don't want to talk about it, I wasn't going to go that deep. But with Jay and Miss
Jada
Parker. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that real, you think, or you think that's for work?
Oh no, I think it's real. I think they really, because there was like a picture of them a few months ago.
Sure,
And then
yeah.
now he said it like an Instagram post that they
But
were
he
together.
didn't really say it though. He said it without
Yeah.
saying it. He was like,
said
"Yeah,
she's
you
mine.
see her," and he was like, "Who?" And he was like, "Yeah." He didn't really.
Yeah, that's not a work. What's the work? Like, what's the
Well, I
gotcha?
mean, like, could they be building a like for TV relationship for them?
Nah, that's too good. That's too advanced for them. They would never
Really?
do something so.
Well,
something
but
like
then
that.
otherwise, why is Jay? What, is he dumb, or are they divorced, or he's
Yeah, I think
married with a child?
he's in a marriage, I think, and we don't know the details. I guess they're splitting up, but there's something happening there. I guess.
Okay. Very messy WWE stuff.
CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Some people say the match was great. My first watch, blah. The second watch, I can see why some people would enjoy this, but it was a Roman Reigns match, so it was hard to invest in.
Yeah, I know with Roman, you're only going to get. I mean, you may get a Samoan drop in there, you know what I mean? Power bomb somewhere in the mix, but it's going to be a lot of spears and Superman punches. So it's kind of like it's almost Brock Lesnar-esque. You know, you go into Suplex City and then somebody's going up for an F5 at some point. So you're not expecting much in terms of moveset from Roman. I thought it was all right. When I compare it to Cody Randy, there was no nonsense, right? There was no outside interruptions. There was no confusing who's the heel, who's the face in this situation moments at the end. Like, it was a much cleaner match. It went much smoother than the first night's main event. So I at least give it that credit.
I guess that's the card, right? Cody, Randy Orton, and everyone else. Mania overall, of course, it was an enjoyable 3-hour, 4-hour show. So I'm not going to say, oh man, but I've seen better ones. But still, like, what a great time to be a fan. You got all the entrances, all the fun stuff. Cena, Bianca Belair is pregnant.
Hey, we got to talk about that because I've been hounding Bianca Belair like, yo, what the hell? Not just Bianca Belair, but if you watch the Raw, the Monday after SmackDown, my boy, the Prophet's back in this thing. My boy Montez Ford back out there. Got to go to work. You know, you're the breadwinner at home, pregnant. So we gotta get these shows. And he's slimmed down too.
Yeah,
he shed that pregnancy dad weight that every guy seems to pick up when their partner gets pregnant very quickly. I am impressed. Color me impressed. What do you think about the connection with him and Seth Rollins? Is that going to be an ongoing thing? We factioning up. We actually gonna have a real Survivor Series this year. Seth and the Prophets versus the Vision and Braun Breaker.
Just like the Jada and Jay Uso thing, they're not thinking that far ahead in advance.
Somebody's got to be thinking that.
That's in November. What?
He like you'd be lucky if this thing holds up to next week with the Street Profits.
My concern is Trick Williams Oba is priority 1 and Trick Williams is priority 2.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how forward is this writing team? We can do Powerhouse Hobbs and we can take care of Mello and the Street Profits. Yeah, they're cool. New Day are gonna get some screen time as well, and not to mention Jada Parker, and let's say they call up Kalani at some point. Mm-hmm. I'm like, ugh, how much? Hey, nobody tell them about Sol Ruka's dad. I'm like, how historically they haven't been. Never mind. I'm just worried.
No.
You get what I mean?
Finish your point.
I'm worried that there's too much, and at some point they're gonna say, we're booking a pretty black show over here. Maybe we need to do something with Braun Breaker instead or Gunther, and that's the worry. I would hate. I don't think Oba or Trick would be the ones who get their light dimmed. I think it would be Mello and the New Day who get their light dimmed for the other guys.
So I share the same concerns, right? Like if it starts to feel a little bit too FUBU in there, they might just go back to Wrangler jeans. You know what I mean? But
You're hilarious, bro.
but here's where I think they're kind of caught in between a rock and a hard
Hey,
place.
little less milestone, a little more mayonnaise.
A little bit more mayonnaise for sure. Here's where I think they're caught in between a rock and a hard place, though. They're not that strong right now in terms of brand, and I mean TKO. They're suffering on multiple points right now: boxing, mixed martial arts, WWE, like the whole. Let's go scoop up all the combat sports and rule over all of them. I mean, right now it just doesn't look like it's a winning strategy. So, with that being the case, and all of your, I would call them refreshers, everything that's in your pipeline that you're still trying to nurse and make the next big thing, Oba, Trick, Javon, you still got Mello in there. You still got all the women. You got Lash. You got Jada Parker coming up the pipe. You got a Kalani Jordan. You the new chick that they just added in NXT, the strong one, former college. Yeah. She like Royce Hobbs. I don't love what they're doing with his character. I don't think we need to go back to his neighborhood every single time we see him. But neither here nor there, he's there, right? Even in the depths of the undercard, you still have guys like Apollo Crews or
forgot about
Kofi,
him. Yeah,
Kofi Kingston. So like, I think they fucked around. If they didn't want it to get too black, it's kind of too late. They've already crossed the threshold. And then anything that they would be thinking about to push going forward in the future is also black for the most part. You know, like there's nothing that they could pivot to that would be successful enough to warrant it. So you either have the choice of letting it progress the way that it's going right now, or thwart it and hurt yourself even more than you are right now.
I'd say Ethan Page is going to be fine.
Yeah, Ethan Page is good. I like him.
KJ says, y'all keep an eye out for Lizzie Rain. She should be a superstar if booked well. She debuts this upcoming Tuesday.
Nice.
That better not be an adult star, okay? It says singer.
Well, I mean, it ain't she wouldn't be the only one. Not even currently.
This is her?
No. I'm saying if it was an adult star, she wouldn't be the only one.
All right. I'll look out for Lizzie Rain, bro.
I mean, I guess they got Blake Monroe.
I don't even care about NXT is so I don't think I'm gonna watch that show anymore. I do watch it, but I skim through a lot of it because there's just how much more times am I gonna see these acts?
I think at Revenge, I only watched the Sol Ruka and Zarya match.
Oh, what a match. KJ says, yes, she was a star in the UK scene. She was a star in the UK scene. Like, okay, so she's not with them anymore, and now she's signed. Good for her. Your boy Bang Bang Sosa. He's in
TNA, right?
TNA. So that's you were talking about how he's good and all that stuff. But yeah, I saw him get a little sign. So good for him.
Nice.
Leon Slater is still a man in TNA.
I forgot about Leon Slater.
Paige likes a little
Ricky Saints is due for a call up too. It's like anything that they would use to be like, all right, that's not working. Let's try something brand new. You don't call up another one. They're so deep in the pipeline right now.
But yeah, Joe Hendry and everyone. So we're good. I think the future of WWE is fine. Randy Orton's still going to be there. You know, he still got some good guys who were there for a while, so we're good. Like the 40-year-olds are set with Punk and Randy and some of them guys. The 30-year-olds, okay, lacking. But by the way, Apollo Crews, you mentioned him. I was thinking this. I didn't want to cut you off. They fire people all the time. 2 weeks after Mania, that Thursday is like fires. They'll fire like 10 guys. Apollo Crews is done. I don't want it, but he's done. Or his contract will expire, as Triple H likes to do with people. His contract will expire.
And then when the fans get all shitty about it, he pretends that it never happened.
R-Truth.
Pretend that it never happens.
R-Truth is fine. R-Truth has a job for life. He's going to be the GM when he's done wrestling. R-Truth is good.
Danhausen should be in R-Truth's like back pocket. He should be in his back pocket and just improving his act. Because I mean, let's be honest, R-Truth is beloved and still has a job for the stuff he does in the back. not necessarily what he's doing in the
The
ring
stuff he
right
does
now.
in the back. Do you mean on screen, or are you talking about his personality? Real?
No. On screen, the promos and what amounts now to just full blown commercials telling people how to log into ESPN Plus. So that's where his value is, because he can get people to pay attention when there's not wrestling in the ring.
He's making me like Damian Priest more and more. Priest was shaky ever
Right?
since he lost the title.
I was not a big Damian fan at all, but this little tag team they got going, I'm like, all right, Damian, you all right, you okay?
That was Danhausen. That was Asuka. What do you mean? Love it, love it, love it. So, yeah, R-Truth is still wrestling Mr. Al-Kabulan.
Yep.
The Dakota incident, Mr. Al-Kabulan. I know you read that. Did you pick up the damn Mora cover where you got Static doing the Static Shock things? What a beauty. You did this, by the way, everybody. Everybody, you guys did this. I did it when I tweeted. Whoop, whoop. So we did this. We made this thing happen. We made it so that Virgil Hawkins was drawing by DC's top cover artist, I would argue Jim Lee, but second top cover artist that they have. This happened. They didn't just do the which they did. They reprinted. They just changed it to green font. It used to be violet. They also gave you this thing, and you can pick it up at shops. And one impressive thing that's happening is, or maybe people are too shy to say it this time, where they know better. But it used to be where something like a comic book was sell out, and everyone say, "We sold out, yeah." Now no one's saying that. They're like, "Why would I celebrate a sellout? That's bad. If things sell out and it's like Thursday right now, then our store didn't order enough." So no one's really talking about it. It's selling out, and I think good. Maybe all the shops woke up and they all said, "We're gonna order more than we just thought." The last Black History Month special did. If I can nitpick one thing though, it says Black History Month on this comic book, and I don't think that was the correct decision. This book, this printing is in April, so please don't do the Black History Month thing in April. But that's okay.
It's an interesting question. What would you think about Black Indies working with Black Cinematic Distribution Company presidents? Get us some animations out here, all black, Clio TV, TV One, etc. I wish TV One would start. I don't know what the fuck they're doing at TV One. I literally don't know who's in control of programming over there. Like, if you don't find some of these young creators who get their shit tossed out of these big studios because it's too black or too adventurous or doesn't have an audience, and just take a shot on them. Why isn't Ianu on TV One? How did it make it through the doldrums all the way to where the fuck is it at? Disney, or no, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers. How did they get their hands on that before any of these distribution places that we were?
Well, maybe the distribution places like Zeus Network are not meant to be.
No. You see, there was a reason why I didn't mention Zeus. He's not written in here.
Did you see what the ownership of Zeus Network? Did you see
Yeah, we did a whole video on it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Plumbers are well known in the apartheid state. Well regarded over there.
Everything evil. I mean, not everything, but it feels like it. You can just trace back and connect the dots and go, "Oh, look, happens to do
it
with
feels that way, sort of,
But
you follow enough branches, it leads back to the same goddamn place.
You should always be worried about. I had a better way to word it, but I don't want to misspeak on YouTube, so I won't say anything more. Batman
I'll do that for you.
Cursed. Just look at who's invested in your downfall.
For sure.
An indie with animation cinematics like Primal would break the internet. Bro, I'm at the fine I'll do it myself stage, bro. I'm at the fine I'll do it myself stage. One day, my comic book will be so big that it's gonna solve all the little problems. Then I'm gonna put people on underneath, because that's the responsibility. If you are a Tyler Perry, pretend I didn't say his name. Pretend you didn't know anything. Sorry, man. Like, just if you are there. No, I can even use YouTubers. If you're a big YouTuber, you have a responsibility to platform the guys who are like up and coming, who are kicking ass and making great content, and like be like, hey, let me direct you over to so and so's channel. Like, it's just a responsibility you're supposed to have. Yeah, you're not obliged legally to do it or anything, but it's the right thing to do, and that's what I'm gonna do when I become George Lucas. Don't worry.
Why do you feel like so few actually take that route? They always say, "Oh, well, you got to make these sacrifices so that you can be in control and you can make the decisions." And then when you get to the point of making the decisions, they look just like the people who were in front of you before you got there. Why do you think there are so many who don't take that route?
Big respect to Sebastian Jones, who's taking Stranger Comics into his own hands. He's gonna try to direct. He's a music video director, but he's gonna try to direct his comic book adaptation with Niobe. So someone's doing it.
Sure.
Pantheon Publishings. No, I don't even know what the F I'll call the publishing. I might even have to like link up with someone who already has a distribution deal and can go to comic book shops, and I'll just say, I want to be in comic book shops. What do you want your cut to be? Because I'd rather be seen than make profit and money. I'd rather just look. Every shop in America can order this. That's what I'd rather have. But we'll see. I'm not at that stage at all. You know what stage I'm at though? I'm getting paper.
I'm getting paper. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Yeah.
Chill. I hit you on Patreon. Toronto was cold AF. Okay, Cam. I'll was cold AF. I guess you left. I'll reach out. I'll read your Patreon message.
He was trying to link. That's why I hit you on Patreon. Hey.
That's the last place you should have hit me up, though.
I was about to say hit. The SOS on Patreon is definitely getting looked at like a week later. For sure.
Salute to Cam, bro. Salute to Cam. I checked my Instagram. I was refreshing it. I actually was thinking about him. Like, didn't he say he was in Toronto? Well, no, he's not. Did something else with my time. But thank you, Cam. Thank you today, and thank you for before, and thank you all the time.
Appreciate
He says, tell Joseph Illidge. I don't have a relationship with Joe Illidge the way that you may think I do. Not yet, at least. I don't think I should, though. All these writers and editors and all these top head guys, probably not a good idea to link up with me, because at any point I will criticize your book, your decisions, your, like, just don't get too close to me, I would say. The guy who runs All Black from Chicago, maybe y'all can get him on for an interview. The three I mentioned, I don't have animations yet.
Nice. I've cruised past All Black. All Black used to be what is that channel? Did they purchase that slot from another company? Mr. Aquabulin? Yeah. Did they purchase that channel from another company? Was it something before then? So I feel like there was like a basic cable channel, and then it became All Black. I can't think of the name right now. Any one of them, though, like it's not like you're hurting for reruns of 90s television. So just slide that back a few hours and get you a good spot for some young children's entertainment. Like the fact that those channels, TV One, All Black, can get picked up on things like Roku television, things that you can have without a subscription, is like a cheat code. And so they should start thinking about the type of communities and viewers that actually watch their shit and give them something that they will actually come back to watch out of choice and not just necessity. You watch reruns kind of out of necessity, not because you want to. Sometimes
there's no faith.
Yeah,
I said there's no faith.
I got faith in you now, and you've been such a good friend to me.
Cam says, support to the show. I'll be back in TO around FIFA time. You rooting for Cleveland, Marcus? No, he's a Laker head.
Well, they're in the East. Yeah. I'll root for the Cavs. My mom's from Cleveland. I if they're not interfering with my teams, I will root for Cleveland sports.
Ooh. Toronto versus Cavs right now. Yeah, I guess I'm rooting for Toronto, but I haven't watched the game yet. Go home team.
Nice.
I got my title in 2019. I think I'm nice. But support to the show. Thank you. Just Google their target audience, the comics people, is who they've never thought about. It's time.
It's crazy. It's like, what what do we need to move out of the way? The fifth season of Martin, or a random, Wayne's Brothers rerun episode? Like, come on, man, you got all day to play this shit. Pick one new thing a season to roll out, air it in prime time, see what you get. See what you get. You don't have to turn into TV land.
The Invincible finale came out.
Now you can't start this without Darius. Pick something else. You don't know nothing.
Okay.
Did you watch ClayFace? The trailer?
Nah, bro. I didn't. I should I though? Because I don't care. I'd rather watch the movie fresh.
If you're looking not to get anything from the story, like any tidbits or anything like that, I wouldn't be worried about it. It's only like 40 seconds. But I mean, you could also just go in cold too. I respect it.
Well, you did see the trailer.
I did.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
Okay, I guess a 7. It was average. It wasn't terrible. It didn't tell you a lot about the story. It showed you just enough visual effects to let you know what to expect in the movie. This does have a very much so like a horror feel. There's a lot of dread. It doesn't necessarily feel like a comic book movie. It's more so like what's this guy's name? He's doing The Mummy. Not the one from the 90s, but the one where the little girl got left in Egypt for some fucking reason and they brought her back in a sarcophagus. That Mummy. It kind of had that feel to it, like a eerie, there's dread around, insidious type of thing. Only there's a central figure, and he's kind of in bandages the whole time, and then they'll cut away to something happening, some violence. You can't really distinctly make it out unless you slow it down, but it's like flash, and then it's just this dude. He's been beat up, his eyes are real red, and then eventually you believe it's that same guy in a tub, and he just wipes his face. And it goes like ClayFace.
Oh,
it was eerie enough to raise some interest. I don't know how this is going to play out as a film, but decent horror preview.
I like horror. I'm curious what they do with ClayFace. Want to wait till I get more info before maybe seeing the trailer. I'm not alone.
Yeah, it's a weird place to be in, man, because DC in recent years has had success with villain stories, so you have to give them that. At the same time, we don't have a Batman cast, and so the stakes of this movie, by that nature, at all, have to be low. Like, there's no, his main guy hasn't arrived yet, so with the stakes being low, villain movie. Not a necessarily like renowned villain like the Joker or Harvey Dent. It's kind of like a B-lister. What, not just what audience, but where's the future path? Like what is going to get you excited about DC by liking this movie? Even if you like it, what is going to help you increase your excitement about DC about it? There's no other connections. So it's kind of weird to say that it could succeed and fail at the same time. It could be a good horror movie and still do absolutely nothing for James Gunn and the DC universe.
Careful now. If you don't say ClayFace looks like a masterpiece, the gun defenders will come for you heavy.
Hey, come on, Gun Army. Squabble up. Squabble up. No, but
it's on site?
Yeah, well, not necessarily hindsight, but to take it back to the idea that ClayFace as a film is kind of where it's positioned at. It has to be a success, right? Like I don't think they spent a lot of money on this. It's not something that needs the broader universe, or at least they haven't added it to it. So like with the expectations being so low, how could you miss with this? You know, like how could this go badly? Nobody's expecting much. You didn't spend a whole lot on it, and it doesn't extend into your broader universe. So this one is kind of hard to fuck up. And it could still not, still not be anything.
You don't need to make that much.
Yeah,
You got the
it's fine.
superhero audience there. You got the horror audience who exists, who usually help horror movies from failing. Okay, so there's two audiences there. The budget pretty reasonable. I heard 35 million. That's what I googled. I think last time. You can make some money off this and sell merch.
I don't know if it works, Blue, but it's not going to be. It will, regardless of what it makes. It's not going to be what Superman was, right? People can point to the number on Superman and be like, that's subpar. And they can give you a whole bunch of reasons why it's subpar. It's that's going to be much harder to do with like a $200 million box office for ClayFace. Is that a failure? I mean, probably not. They only spent $50 million to make it. You know, like it's hard to say a movie that you don't really expect to go and tear up the box office. Then if it doesn't tear up the box office, to run it through the mud the way that, certain camps were doing last summer. So maybe that's what it has going forward, is that it's a little bit invulnerable because of the expectations.
Movie costs 40 million tops. This will be a hit for sure.
I mean, it's hard not to be successful when you spend that little making the movie.
And I hope Marvel's looking and going, our films don't need to be 200 million. Okay. I mean, they didn't have a problem with Black Panther 1 saying that, but they're going to go, all right, maybe we can do a Blade movie. How much does Sinners cost? 90 million? Really? Okay, we'll do a Blade movie, 90 million, and we'll see what happens.
Man, I know that ain't Marvel saying that.
No, it's Midnight Suns. Right.
Did you hear about the other, or we talked about it last week. The movie with Mahershala Ali and what is his name? Bassem.
Your mother.
There you go. Yeah. The original director that they hired to do Blade took it on over to Amazon. About to get it up and going. And now seems like they're going to roll Blade into a Midnight Sun situation. So we won't even get a Blade solo movie.
The first Smile made 217 million. The second Smile only 138 million.
And Smiles were good. Smile was good. That was a very suspenseful horror movie. It wasn't even so much the blood and guts of it. It kept you on the edge of your seat though the entire time. I enjoyed that movie, both of them. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what you're looking for, then yeah, this is probably going to be your stilo. The problem is that this is a DC project. This isn't just a random Warner Brothers horror film. This is a DC project, right? One that got greenlit and pushed forward by James Gunn. He personally spoke about it and how well this is going, blah blah blah. How well it fits, just like everything else he says fits into his universe. I think people are naturally going to look at a $200 million box office, and some people will say that it's not good enough. However, it works out.
You just got to be profitable.
Yeah.
Not good enough, not enough. You got to be profitable.
I hear you, JD and Foreman, on the Penguin, and yes, I was down on the Penguin initially for sure. So, but I said that to start. Like I'll at least give them enough room here to be successful. However, I don't even think as a character, ClayFace is what the Penguin was in terms of audience recognizability. Like people know who the Penguin is to a certain degree. You're kind of in the weeds when you're talking ClayFace for general audience folks. So this is not a film that's going to get people out off of name recognition alone. It's going to take some foot traffic. It's going to take some solid word of mouth. It's not, you're not just throwing ClayFace on the dinner table and saying who's going to see it. Nobody's going to know what the fuck you're talking about.
ClayFace. How do you promote this thing?
Look at this blasphemy. Look at this shit here. Hey, whatever you got, put it in a bag, ship it to Columbus, because I need to smoke that shit. Whatever that is.
That's that New Zealand tall grass.
Oh, that's an insidious comment. You need to be. Where's the ban? How you ban people? Put you in timeout. I'm playing. You don't gotta get banned. But that is an awful, awful take.
I'm smoking that truth.
Yeah. Send me an eighth, please.
I have no interest in seeing Penguin, but happy it did well. I guess I'm like that too.
Oh, you gotta watch Penguin. If you're a fan of Matt Reeves' Batman stuff, then you should watch it. You should definitely watch it.
Wonder Man was awesome. Had Blue's house pressing rewind.
The hell.
Anyways, guys, we don't do Wonder Man segments here. We do Static, Virgil Hawkins. We do Dakota incidents. Something I want to say, because this is pretty pivotal. Okay, on a final page where he goes back up stairs and he gets his Static clothing. Static's back. That shit's incredible, bro. He's in DC. He's in DC proper. He's older too. So now you know how characters never progress and nothing ever happens. You know, Spider-Man perennially in his 20s right now. Don't have to worry about that with Virgil. He just got 3 or 4 years older overnight. Very, very incredible. So yeah, pick up that book. I like that comic book skit chill. You know me. You know me and my skits. I'm schizophrenic. Why did I say that? Shut up.
Trying to wait for Darius. He said he was on his way. I want to be able to talk about Clayface.
Now, let me play my skit from the comic book store.
Play it.
And sit through it. Nah, F it. Never mind. I did a couple.
Damn skit.
Nah, it'll take too long. And I don't want to do dead air. Marcus is not a fan of that joke. What? I'm schizophrenic. You liked it. You liked that joke.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
You got to be skidding me. Michael Davis, whoever you got to contact. I got to contact the whole Milestone group. Look, Jon Favreau is written here. What happened with Favreau? Why is he a news story? He's doing something in Star Wars?
Favreau, no, he was talking about how the Mando Grogu movie came to be and why they decided to go away from Mando season 4. I know a lot of people were thinking at first, before we started seeing bits of this movie, that this could potentially have been season 4 turned into a movie. It is not. It is not. Apparently, the original idea was to have season 4 feed into Ahsoka season 2 and what was going on with Thrag. I mean, obviously, and I wonder who thwarted that. It must have been Bob Iger. It had to have been Bob Iger, right? Because
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah. I said Thrag, didn't I? Thrawn. Yes. All these Thra villains. But yeah, no. Without even attacking who may have made the decision to go this route and commandeer season 4 so that we can put Mando and Grogu on the screen. I think that this is probably the clearest window. Well, other than, I mean, we had the Boba Fett stuff too, but it wasn't as definitive to the point where like Favreau is confirming it, that there has been heavy-handed interference in the TV side of Star Wars, which you would think, since that is the only place where they found a little bit of success, excuse me, here over this dead period for Lucasfilm, it has still been so heavily guided by the people who just know that they know better. They just know they know better. This is not a creative decision that needs to be made. It's a front office decision, and it continues to leave the bad taste for the fan base. If Lucasfilm didn't put out a film this year in 2026, but they had a successful season 4 of Mando, are we upset?
No, I'm not upset.
I'm not
happy.
mad. I'm not mad. I'm already really fucking with Maul. I love that show. If you gave me a season of Mando that is going to tie in Ahsoka and move us closer to some grand conclusion with Thrawn, I'm good with that. Then the next time you come in 2027, that can be your movie, your Filoni movie. Now we're not trying to hinge whether or not we're actually going to get a Filoni movie on the back of somebody else's decision, on the back of someone who's outside of this creative bubble, the one that we're trying to complete with Thrawn, gets to make a decision on whether or not my film continues based off of what they wanted to do with these characters, even though it completely throws a monkey wrench into the momentum that we were building. Twice now. Did it in Boba Fett and has now done it in season 4 of Mando, whoever that individual may be. So it's like, now I get it. I understand why he wants out, and I don't believe he's going to stick around for that much longer. Because if we're still having to deal with the consequences of these decisions, even after the decision makers are leaving, not just Kennedy, but Iger is. Why are we beholden to this shit? You know? Why are we still doing this? The king and queen are dead. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like they're not. The trouble is not looming anymore. I don't even think is it Altaroma? Whatever the new CEO's name is. He probably Bob Iger's still in that suite right now. So, bro, shoot for the stars. Do it right now before somebody comes and says something to you.
For sure.
I don't get it.
KJ, Michael Davis is hella underrated. Static is loosely based on his life. Gene and Sharon literally is his mom and sister's names. Oh, that's a nice touch. Speaking of Static, did you guys know that the Dakota incident second printing came out?
Jesus Christ, with this Dakota incident.
There was a scene here where you see Virgil was talking to Black Lightning over there, and I'll read you the words, and you get to why he's doing that with his face. He says, so what are we supposed to do? And Lightning says, as a mentor and a friend, I urge you to be careful, to think about your loved ones and those you've sworn to keep safe. But as a father and a Black man, afraid to see history repeat itself, I say you do what you gotta do. Dun, dun, dun. Static, I still got Static up over Black Lightning. I don't think there's anything Black Lightning will ever do, say, sell to make me go, I think I prefer Jefferson Pierce over Virgil. I think Static up.
You would prefer Jefferson Pierce over Static? Was that the original thought?
No. I always had Static up, and I'll never change my mind. Static in 5. It could be a Black Lightning. It could be a whack Lightning. It could be a track Lightning. Static in 5.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate that they just didn't give them different power sets. But I could see a place where if you're activating both the Teen Titans and the Justice League at the same time, where you can use both of those characters. Because now you got to pick with Static. If you want him to be in the Justice League, he has to be a decided adult. Like we've missed the whole teenage era of Virgil. Got to be grown. Yeah, but I like that for the comics. I do. But for the medium that we're getting ready to enter, they're competing with Sony. They're competing with Miles Morales. And so if they come out with a grown ass Static, now you competing with Black Panther. Now you're competing with the well, there aren't that many. the adult male Black archetypes, and you're not competing against Miles Morales anymore.
Boyega already said they're looking for the grown version, and this is
I think he said older, but he didn't define whether or not that was young adult or if that was like Justice League age.
What's older than a 16-year-old?
I mean,
Older.
18 to 22 is still older, but not in a high school setting.
Actors age unlike comic book characters, so
Right.
we got an adults.
No, okay. That still doesn't define how the character is going to be presented. Because you can go get a 30-year-old and he still be playing like he's 21. That doesn't mean anything.
That has never happened since Karate Kid. A
It's never
30-year-old?
happened. I
When's
don't,
the
I
last time
won't
a
say
30-year-old
never.
played a teen?
The entire cast of My Secret Life of an American Teenager, all the
Is that
motherfuckers
right?
was old
They're
as
all
hell.
30?
All of them was old as shit. Hell, all of Euphoria is in their late 20s, early 30s. How old
I
is
thought there was a
Zendaya?
time skip.
Yeah, Euphoria. Thank you.
Wasn't there a time skip?
In this last season, but they were all in their late 20s even when they started the show, mid to late 20s. None of them were high school age is the point. None of them were actually 16, 17, 18 years old. None of them.
I'll take Tobey Maguire. I think he was way older than a high school
Old as
student.
shit. And still looked more like Peter Parker than Andrew Garfield.
Toby was born in 1975.
Toby was an old man playing an 11th grader. And he still looked more like Peter Parker than Andrew Garfield. Darius, eat your heart out. Woo, tickled myself.
Tickled me. Toby was a terrible Peter Parker, but a good Spider-Man, you mean? I've heard people say that one.
That's exactly what I think about Andrew Garfield. Very
Okay.
solid Spider-Man. Awful Peter Parker.
I don't have
Buffy the
that-
Vampire. Yeah, I don't even know. Sarah Michelle Keller or whatever her name is. She obviously wasn't 15 years old. Gossip Girl, not Kirsten Stewart. What is that girl's name? Forgetting Sarah
Lively?
Marshall chick.
Belle.
Is it
Kristen
Kristen
Bell.
Bell? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell Riverdale is.
Toby was peak PD. Another one, Riverdale. Did they start Riverdale when they were younger and then they got older later?
I have no clue what that is.
I thought it was based off Archie comics. Don't worry. Just to rewind, we're talking about young actors, people getting older. When they get the static actor, I'm happy and I'm hoping that he is older. If they do it like a video game, yeah, do the video game when he's younger. You don't even have to cast a real actor for that, right? Because the guy who voices the video game character doesn't necessarily have to play static in your movie. But you did say, James Gunn, this is gonna feature the games and the animation too.
He did say, he says a lot though. So you want the first time that Virgil is on live action to be like 25?
It's not that I want it to be 25, but I'm okay with it 25. I'm okay with 20 or 21 and 22 also. I want to see Virgil. I don't care if he's older.
Right, but the Virgil we know for most part is a playful kid, a teenager. That is the majority of the media we've concerned for him.
It's slim pickings. It's slimmer pickings for when it comes to the casting. I don't want them to be attached to an actor who, it's just the crop of talent we had to look for had to be someone who's this young. Go where people actually have a few more things on their portfolio where you can judge someone properly, where you can audition properly, where you can cast the right guy.
Okay.
And sign him for 10 pictures and 7 TV shows. Chill is correct. It was based on Archie comics. Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Well, Miami Vice is happening. Michael B. Jordan.
God damn, Darius. We just gonna get through the whole list.
Which one's a Darius must see? Michael, I'll wait for Darius.
Michael and
Invincible?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Is there something else that happened this week?
Darius is I'm almost there is like within an hour.
Hey, but he always shows up. Nah, if he's 17 playing 14-year-old Virgil would be dope. A 3-year difference, whatever. That's TV. That's normal.
Oh.
So the not just Miami Vice, but Michael B. Jordan is supposed to be working with Will Smith for I Am Legend
I'm
2.
Legend too.
Just
Yeah.
watch I Am Legend deleted scene or alternate ending scene, because that's what we're going with, the one where he survives.
So I am I'm a little bit worried about that production because they keep saying that it's on. Both of them have confirmed it, Will and Michael B. Jordan, but like that's it. I don't know who's directing it. I don't know when they're supposed to start shooting. It's been radio silence on that movie, so that one makes me a bit nervous. The Miami Vice film, I am very glad that he locked that one in. I'm very happy he locked that one in, and that sends a signal to other young black actors who are trying to get to where Michael B. Jordan is at right now, that don't hand out any discounts, man. Don't cut yourself short because you're the black one, right? Like it's been proven now. We can beat that. Not that no one ever had gotten their payday in Hollywood, but of this generation, like you wanted to have some proof of concept on how this is supposed to go, right? Okay, I cracked the Academy threshold. Now this is what you're going to pay me. Like this is how much more I'm worth now, and we have a baseline of what that should look like. So shout out to him for getting paid and locking down the position. Now to talk about the movie, how do we make this not so much cop propaganda? Right? Like I don't Bad Boys has done it successfully. There have been a million other attempts to try and recreate a Bad Boys that I haven't really fell in love with. Hot Fuzz or Let's Be Cops or other guys. Like you can make it about as comical as you want. It's still going to be cop propaganda. So with them being, drug cops, obviously that gives you the moral superiority part. People will want to associate with that. How else can we make this not so much a commercial for Miami-Dade County's police department? Is my next concern for
They're gonna have the all white. They're gonna have the the blue and the pink. The Miami Heat have those jerseys. They're gonna have that.
That color scheme.
Yeah.
Do you even remember the Colin Farrell, Jamie Foxx iteration of Miami Vice?
No.
It's like one of the most forgettable movies for me. I can't even use it as a reference point. So like when I think Miami Vice, I'm thinking about old school Miami Vice. I'm not even thinking about Burt Reynolds, not not Colin Farrell.
As someone from Miami, focus on the underbelly of Miami. Everything from Little Haiti to the Keys incorporating the real culture.
Nice.
Yeah, let's get a little character named Toussaint. That's
who's fatally gunned down in drug violence.
Bro.
Tragic.
Hey, speaking of kids aging, that movie came out 2022. This is 2026. I think he's old enough to wear not to play the role. I don't mean that.
Was he 9? Like what?
Whatever he was and whatever he is, I think he's old enough to like. Nah, he's still a young kid. Never mind.
You know what they should do? And I pray that this happens. If they have a Young Avengers or like a what's the run that kind of kicks off Devil's Reign where he's going after all the young vigilantes? Kingpin is outlawed. Okay, so yeah, it's Outlaws. Do you want to do an outlaw storyline with Kamala Khan and Kate Bishop? Hey, look, man, maybe y'all gotta take a little trip to Haiti. Y'all, boom, boom, zoom. You know what I'm saying? Put his ass on that team so that we have no confusion or no chance of it reverting upwards. You know what I mean? Get his ass on the new Avengers. Let him be an outlaw. Okay? Let him run around with them. And that way
Marvel likes to tell their jokes. If they call him a child, I will subscribe to Disney Plus for that one. For that. I'll say you guys got me. You earned this money.
I got the next thing to a Black Panther. I got it to child.
You silly. Hey, did you see the RDC World skit where they were making fun of how Marvel would tell jokes? And like somebody would be dead and be like, get up. who's gonna buy me breakfast, you big lug? And he's like dead because he just got kicked by Thanos. Like, yeah, it was a funny skit. I love RDC. I don't think they might not be invited anymore to those red carpets the way that they lately have been clowning Marvel.
Yeah, well, it's a very sensitive crowd over there. They show screeners to their friends and family. Like I've always thought that was like the dumbest thing for them. And before I even knew about it, when they were doing it in the golden age of Marvel, it probably
Who do
didn't
you
matter
trust?
because everybody was liking it. But now it that they continue it, even in this creative rut that they seem to be in. They continue to screen these films with friends and family, and it's like you don't want the truth, like you don't want an honest gauge of what the people are feeling. You want to be able to control narratives, and that's what's most important to you when it comes to these films. It's not serving the audience. It's not, okay, let's find out how to best make a hit film. It's how do we convince the audience to come back and see the shit that we made. It's almost like in reverse. Like they make the projects and then they try to make the audience go see it by browbeating them or calling them isterphobes for not seeing the projects that they're going away from seeing.
Did you say isterphobes? Who you been watching lately?
I'm telling you, that's where it goes, right? If you don't like She-Hulk, there's like not a fair discourse around She-Hulk, just like there's not a fair discourse around Acolyte, right? Like they're too in the weeds about it, and so their natural response to it is that, oh, you hate us. You don't like. It's not that you don't like the product, you hate us, which makes them more entrenched, and then they just keep making the shit. Just keep making it. I know this kind of spun out of just them just doing friends and family screenings, but I feel like there's a through line there. I think it tells their mindset about the criticisms that they get. Right? They're very comfortable with insulating themselves and telling them, oh, all of the people who aren't with this, they're haters.
They're just haters.
Yeah,
That's what Kevin says. They're just haters. I Am Legend has officially found its director. This is the exclusive from Collider. During the junket for Netflix Man on Fire, Collider's Steve Weintraub spoke to Stephen Caple Jr., who confirmed he's officially developing I Am Legend 2 for Warner Brothers. You remember who he is? Stephen Caple Jr.? He did Creed 2.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay. I like Creed 2.
I like Transformers Rise of the Beast, and he did that also.
Well, hold on. Coogler didn't direct Creed 2?
No, producer only. You know who directed the third one?
Michael B. Jordan.
Hmm?
Are you telling me Ryan Coogler only did Creed 1, the first Creed?
Yeah.
And he was a executive producer on the other two. Interesting. Okay.
And he executive produced Space Jam.
We don't have to talk about that one.
That is the only miss. He might be associated. He's associated with Ironheart, isn't he?
He is associated. He's the EP on Ironheart.
Yeah.
But see, and I don't want to start taking points away from him, but like whenever I see
the things he tried his most and did his most time at, he did well.
He did well, yeah, and also like when I see Jordan Peele's name all over the EPs, I see his name on the EP for Lovecraft Country, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, and I think that was designed to kind of like shock the audience. Oh my God, this is J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele, but like you talk to people that's involved with that production, and then Misha Green's name comes up consistently as the driving force for the narrative of that show, and so it becomes a bit. It's not deceiving because they are setting a direction. They have final say on certain things, and they're making big decisions. But it feels a little bit discrediting to the people who may have a little bit more hands-on. They may be a little bit more hands-on. That's interesting. I thought he directed Creed 2. I thought he did the first two movies. And I really liked Creed 2. That was my
I think he's only got 5. He's got Fruitvale Station.
Yep.
Creed, Panther, Wakanda Forever,
Forever,
Sinners.
and Sinners. Yep.
My favorite of those is the Wakanda Forever. Just the way that T'Challa died was so brought me back. I wish Coogler and Michael B the best Michael Jordan. I wish them the best. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, they might do the Molly movie where they had, is his name Mansa Musa? Yeah.
Mansa Musa. Okay.
That dude from what, the 1400s maybe? He was really rich. That
Like
was
Ryan executive produce, Michael B. Jordan direct, cast somebody else. Cast someone else. We don't need to see Michael B. Jordan be Mansa Musa. We don't. Okay? Find someone else.
What are you talking about? What do you, we don't need? I don't understand why you're saying that.
Elevate another actor, damn it. We just talked about 5 films, right? One of those 5 films he made doesn't have Michael B. Jordan as the star.
The movie doesn't make the same amount of money without Michael B. Jordan in the lead. I think elevate someone else. I'm not looking at that for this role. I think this is a very important story to be told. I want the most amount of
names.
I want the most amount of eyeballs on this story of all stories because it's historical and it's not the oppression stuff. This happens right before that. They may even explain that the Mali Empire was so vast, powerful, they were able to send ships over to the Americas back and forth. I wish he was listening. I think he's got life to do on the side, but I think the Mali story is so important. You do Michael B in the lead, and you can have like other guys who support to fill out and make a star, like the Miles Canton, the guy the singer from Sinners. That dude is in a great position because he was in a movie with a whole bunch of other named actors, or at least experienced actors.
So yeah, man, I disagree. I disagree. I think that if you can make that excuse about this movie, seeing what has already transpired from Ryan Coogler, then he should only ever make movies with Michael B. Jordan, because you will consistently be able to make that argument. Oh man, it's another franchise. We got to get as much eyeballs on it as we possibly can. We got to use Michael B. Jordan. Oh man, this is our first rom-com together. Man, I can't do my first rom-com without my guy, without my muse. We got to use Michael B. Jordan. Oh man, we doing a murder mystery. I never did murder mystery before. We got to get as much eyeballs on it as possible. Let's use Michael B. Jordan. You will never stop using that excuse. Find another muse. Find another muse. For better, you know what? I know how to challenge niggas from Compton. Can you do it without him? I dare you. I dare you make a movie without him.
Oakland?
I dare you make a movie without Michael B. Jordan and make it be successful. Am I doing good?
He's from Oakland.
Cuz.
Yeah, you go on and on. Can't explain why you do Michael B so long. You must have superpowers.
T-Pain, do something else. Jesus Christ, do something else.
They got a little brotherhood going on, and I don't want to be the one to split that up.
You know what? And I hear this a lot. This Scorsese and Leo. If that is your aim, right? Cool. I've also not really seen Scorsese jump out of the box of Italian gangster films. So if you want to narrow off your scope and make those type of films only for the rest of your life and be beholden to one, maybe 2 actors, do your thing. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, you Compton niggas was trendsetters. You know what I'm saying? Start another trend. Start another trend. We could use you and elevate in some of these. You don't think Miles Canton need a shot again? Are you done with Miles Canton forever? Like you just gonna set him on the shelf and never revisit that? Like, there are other folks that I'm sure even Michael B as a director wants to work with. Let's start making that happen. Let's do that.
You know what else we should do? We should talk about the Dakota incident. Yo, Darius, what do you think about that image there where we get to see a pregnant Rocket? Do you think that's an okay art panel that they showed on there? You think that was inappropriate? What do you think about that?
Put that baby in there, Icon.
That's the question, right? That was okay, but I wasn't asking you. You're still muted. I can see you talking though. No, dad. It's just that you flip the page, and we got to see a time skip. They just needed to explain that Amistad is somewhere in the oven baking. Oakland. I was like, is there a Compton in Oakland? He keeps saying Compton.
Isn't Amistad on the spectrum?
Oakland, my bad.
Yeah, he's supposed to. Oh, the TV show made him that way. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm really the one to come to on Pregnant Comic Rocket because I don't read comics any longer. Our guess was fine. She don't look bad. She's working it as a pregnant comic woman.
Okay. Ask Darius about Black Indies animations, like I mentioned earlier. Were you watching?
I didn't hear that part. The last thing I heard was y'all were talking about ClayFace. I got accosted. Oh man. When I tell you, so I watched the Clay, which my stream this morning was not supposed to be about DC. Like it was a segment, but it was not supposed to be an hour-long segment. Turned into an hour-long segment, just going, I mean, you guys know what I've said about what I want from DC. You know what I've said. I just want superheroes. I want spectacle, all that kind of stuff. My issues with ClayFace, or what my issues have been through and through ever since they announced ClayFace, and especially after seeing the trailer, this feels, I said this earlier, it feels like something that should be in Matt Reeves' universe. This feels like a more realistic take on ClayFace, which seems like that would belong in Reeves' universe. I don't know, but and I think James is making this shit up as he goes along. The brother said today, canonically, ClayFace is the first film that starts
I
the
will
DCU.
smack this shit out of him.
I
of
promise
his
you.
universe?
That's what he said. I promise you.
Fight him. So wait. Oh, first of all, James Gunn, I mean you no harm. I don't mean actual violence. I mean, just a figure of speech like violence. I mean you no harm, and I don't want to hurt you, since I have to, announce that over the internet. Anyways, man, motherfucker is a liar. He's such a fucking liar. You talking about post Superman and post Supergirl? Now the universe starts with ClayFace. Somebody get this bozo out of here, man.
I'm telling you.
Take
and
the
again,
mic.
I feel like I have to preference this every time. I don't want the DCU to fail because I love DC. I'm just not happy in the direction that it's going. That's it for me. I mean, I watched ClayFace. I was told since I think it looks like shit that my movie opinions can no longer be trusted. I don't think it looks like shit. I think it's not up my alley. It's gonna hit for somebody. There were people in the chat that like it. There are people that are gonna go watch it. I love horror. I'm not a big body horror person, but that doesn't mean I won't watch this movie. Doesn't mean, again, as I said, I might sit down, eat crow, and love ClayFace. I might love this shit. But the 40 seconds they showed me, I didn't love. I didn't love that. I didn't love it. It looks, especially when he was laying in the bathtub and he did the whole face, that just doesn't look like ClayFace. It looks like some different horror film.
I think as long as they were light with the details, right? Like, don't show me a guy walking around that can just kind of like camouflage, like he's Chameleon or some shit. Like we already got one of them. Y'all showed him in the first Superman movie. We don't need that. Okay. Enlarging, right? Showing how he can get up and through the sewers and stuff's turning into liquid almost, and then metastasize. I don't even know what that word was. Metastasize himself, maybe. Would solidify, become solid. Anyways, if there's more to see on his skill set, I think that there's more to add to this movie. If they did a Jared Leto Morbius thing where they make him a pretty villain, and we get to have all of these slow-mo shots of my face all the fucking time, then yeah, no, nah, it's probably going to be what Darius is talking about. It's probably going to be a bunch of shit. Being that this is a horror movie, I think they showed just enough to get people intrigued. Now, how they deliver on that intrigue will be something completely different. But I thought it did just enough to get people interested.
Do you understand this narrative? So I just want to make sure. I want help me understand. If a studio puts out a trailer, are we supposed to then judge trailer no matter if it's 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 3 minutes? Are we supposed to then base our opinion off of what is given to us? Or are we just supposed to just be like, wow, and then go on mindless? I'm confused. How do we do this here?
Yeah, no, you gotta shoot it straight.
Oh, okay. So regardless, if it was 60 seconds plus 2, I'm gonna form my opinion on it. Like, what are we talking about?
This is the second ClayFace. I for sure as hell didn't see the first one.
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and say what I wanted to say about ClayFace. That was all. I wanted to piss some people off again.
Do you mean like there's 2 Captain Marvels? You mean this is the second Mr. Terrific, the second ClayFace? You mean?
Or like the second movie? Please clarify.
I can look up the quote because I posted it on my Instagram story because I said he's making this up as he goes along. I'm convinced.
All Gunn said is that it predates Superman. It's not the first of the universe.
So X.O_Hungle tweeted him and said at James, I'm sorry, not tweeted. This is on Instagram and said, is ClayFace set before Superman or after? James Gunn, James Gunn, if you want to look him up on Instagram, make sure I'm giving you this correctly, said before. It's the first DCU film out of canonical order.
That's what he's saying. He said that's what he said. He said it predates it. Y'all saying the same thing.
But it doesn't mean like Wonder Woman can't predate this.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he's
And then on our other question, he's saying that this is the second iteration of ClayFace. He's a model. So not necessarily the second film that we've seen, but it's the second version of ClayFace.
Okay, yeah. And Jason Todd is the second Robin. Okay.
In this case, I really don't think it fucking matters. Most of the time I would tell you, or Chill would tell you, oh, they like to go with the original. The brand, the IP itself is so unknown that you could have made it a woman, and I don't think a lot of people would have really. Well, no, I don't think people would have raised their fist about it too much. To be honest with you, it's not something that people hang their cap on. Oh, let me go get my weekly pulls of ClayFace.
This was the point I was making earlier, bro. I'm not gonna get into that, but I made that same point earlier. Because when we get to the end of this, Batman is still not here. He's not here. And like I said earlier, I don't want like a 10th episode. He shows up. What's it, Gordon? Cut to credits. Maybe he shows up in season 2. I don't want that. So, at the end of the day, Batman's still not here. And I'm confused. So with Batman not being here, what is ClayFace doing in this movie? Is he...
You feel me? And so that was my problem too. Is like, what are the stakes of this film if there's no Batman?
Is he fighting another villain?
His guy is not there. So how important could you actually make this film? I don't know.
I guess we got to find out in 8 years when Brave and the Bold comes out.
What else did we talk about so far? You see Michael B. Jordan signed on officially for Miami Vice. Thoughts?
I think him and Austin Butler will make an interesting team.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Chill. Do you even remember the Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell Miami Vice movie?
I do not.
I can confirm that is the most forgettable movie of my generation.
What year was it?
2005, I believe.
Oh.
It was around the same time as Ray, because Fox was on fire.
Maybe that was 03.
Okay. Somewhere in there, early 2000s. And then Oh, John Favreau. Original plans for Mando season 4. Supposed to be an Ahsoka tie-in leading
Oh no,
into
don't skip to that one. He still didn't give his take on WrestleMania 42.
Okay. No, well, moving on. Um, people were thinking that unless you had a WrestleMania take.
Yeah, did you see what Jade Cargill dressed as?
No, okay. So people were thinking that they just rehabbed season 4 of Mando to put into a film, and that doesn't seem to be the case. They were going to be going much more connected to what was happening on Ahsoka to lead in the Thrawn. And someone, we won't go through the weeds of trying to determine who that someone was, decided that they needed to put Grogu and Mandu on the big screen so that they could have a theatrical release.
Yeah, and now he said he's given the reins, the ropes, or whatever words he used, over to Dave to let him finish the story.
I understand. I get it now. Like Boba, and then now they basically like canned your entire season 4 to make this fuck ass movie that nobody is paying attention to, and then telling Dave before they leave that, hey, if this one don't work out, we don't know about the whole overarching movie that you made. I know that you didn't even want to make this film in the first place, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what you were building up before. But if it's not successful, we're just gonna go ahead and maybe shelf your movie, because it just doesn't make sense to put Mando in a movie, even if it's what you actually wanted to do with him and not what we wanted to do with him. It doesn't make sense. You understand? You get it? Thanks for being a dog,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. Did you see the newest clip that they released? Did either of you see it?
They released another clip. Oh Lord.
Yeah, they released a clip. Hold on, I'll send it to you.
They're surely confident in this movie. You always
I guess I could just show it.
film months out when you're confident.
They showed this clip here, and when I tell you this clip actually pissed me off more. All right, let me show you this. All right, here it is.
Are we VFXing Star Troopers now?
Never to touch. I'm gonna need you to touch them.
Can't find 4 guys to get in a white suit.
Relay cut off. It's next to the fuel differential readout, which is between the pump compression gauge and the primary reserve. No, don't touch the missile battery switch. That's why there's a safety guard on it. Do you see the fuel readout display? Remember I showed you that one? It's on the other side of the manual control surface calibration.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
That is the Mandalorian and Grogu, John Favreau.
Season 1.
And you're telling me that was a problem?
Season 1, I'd have loved that shit. I'd have been like, yes, that is so dope. Look at Grogu fucking up shit on accident. That's 4 years into this shit. That's not cute no more.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not paying $15 to go see that in the theater. I will wait at home to see that shit on Disney Plus. I'm not paying the 15 for slapstick laugh happy moments from the baby in the middle of the film. That's what's supposed to entice me. Okay, yeah, go ask my soon to be 3-year-old if she wants to go see it. I'm sure she'll love some shit like that. I can wait to go see it right here in this room. I don't need to leave here to see that movie.
It'll be there in 100 days.
Maybe even sooner. Maybe even sooner.
Hey, that's a good thing with Bob Iger out and the new dude. Will they change that? Does he have a different vision of what streaming is? Maybe the windows will get longer and longer. Maybe.
Let's hope. 350 milli. I mean, okay. I mean, sure.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Chill, you liked it?
Yeah, I liked it for every reason you don't.
Well,
If you liked it, then you probably think that that's going to be bait for a general audience. And my argument against that is that how, like, at what point were we ever gauging Star Wars success based on the general audience, like the general movie goer? That's really only become a thing here in the Disney years, where we have
liked
to.
it because I liked it. I wasn't thinking about general. I wasn't thinking this will be a widely acceptable humor. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like the way that Din was explaining it to Grogu. I even thought it was funny the second time, even though he got it explained that's why there's the red safety over, and he's still fired. I thought that was funny.
What? But chill. How long have we been sitting with Grogu?
I'm not you guys.
No, but just answer the question. You don't have to be me. How long have we been sitting with Grogu? How long has he been here?
3 seasons of TV, and
I'm talking about in years. He's been here since Disney Plus launched back in like 2017 or 2018.
I don't think the way you do. I think this species ages slow. That's how I
It's
think.
not about the species.
You think this species, okay, so let me break it down to you. Master Yoda at age 60 was a Padawan.
This species matures slow.
Okay, how do we know that? How do we know that?
Grogu.
What?
I'm
We
telling
don't
you,
know
it
that because
doesn't
of
matter.
Grogu.
That is a
And Yoda.
creative decision that you could just simply move past. Like that it's so arbitrary. It's not even worth spending a whole bunch of time on, because they could simply just make the other decision and get him walking stronger, be a little bit taller and talking. These are all creative decisions. It's not like he has to be a baby. And the
we
fact
know
that he's
zero
still a
of that.
baby is putting you in an age bracket, audience-wise, that is so far underneath who are you're actually trying to pull into this movie. It's like, it's almost as like they're trying to regrow an audience.
I don't know how you guys could watch Star Wars, know that Yoda is a 900-year-old, and then see a same one of his species was 50 and go, there's a problem here.
Because he was a
it's setting
Grand
the
Master at
tone
age
of the
100. And he was a
All right.
Padawan learner at 60
All right.
years old.
And is Grogu age 100?
Grogu's 50.
He's
So
50.
either he's on the spectrum or there's something
Or
different between him
This
and
is an
Yoda.
alien where the adolescent stage is different than the human beings that we are. They get to make it up.
They said Grogu's on the spectrum.
Because he hasn't spoken. He doesn't speak, and it doesn't make any
It's not
sense.
about, you're focusing too much on the mechanics or the lore of the species. Fuck all that, chill. When is he going to be an adult? Just like what you just said about Virgil. We
Star
just
Wars-
had this conversation about Static Shock. So you're
Okay.
telling me Grogu could remain adolescent and permanently babyfied forever? But Virgil has
did I
to
say
premiere
that?
his first appearance on screen as a 21-year-old or a young adult. He can't be his 16-year-old self in his first appearance, but we gotta permanently wait on Grogu and his goo goo gaga shit. I'm over it. We were the audience that you built up for that show. When did it become, hey, we need to get younger? We need to go down to Disney Junior level.
Yo, I can't understand how limited. Okay, Star Wars on the timeline, long timeline, boom. We go forward, we go backwards. In the year that Grogu is in right now, so 6 years after Return of the Jedi, that's earlier, that's before, so he's younger. Then what's gonna happen when we see episodes 10, 11, and 12 when Grogu shows up in that? He will not be a baby in that because that's 30 plus years, maybe 40 years later, maybe 50 years later. You'll see Grogu on the timeline. If you're thinking Grogu is permanently stuck, that's not happening. Just like wake up and remember that this takes place at a time period before that new film trilogy of 10, 11, 12 is going to be.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, cancel Marcus. I didn't say it. Darius said it. Anyways, okay. Speaking of wake up, what have they shown you in lines of progression? Because kids don't just wake up and they can speak full sentences, nor do they wake up and be able to take full steps. So what is the slight progression that we've seen from season 1 to this movie that tells us by the time we get to episodes 10, 11, 12 that we will no longer be dealing with adolescent Grogu? What have you seen?
I'm not doing that. That's the stupidest.
No, what do you
comeback
mean you don't do that? That's the premise of your whole thing. How is he even taking a footstep forward from the baby that we saw in season 1 of Mando? How has he progressed in even the slightest bit of way?
I'll give you this to your stupidity, to your like, oh, I can't see the forest.
You're also
through
not
the
answering
trees.
the question, so I don't know.
When I said I'll give you this,
Did he
that was
ask
me
you to answer
beginning
a
the
question?
answer. When I said I'll give you this, that was me beginning the answer. There was a flashback scene of what happened in Order 66, which would have been 20 years before where Mandalorian takes place, maybe a little more than 20. Okay, and Grogu was a baby then, but like a younger baby. No words, no mobility, no nothing. The advancements we've seen from that flashback to where Grogu is. Remember when he was with Luke in Book of Boba Fett, where he was leaping on the logs and doing things? He's doing this and that. That does show progression.
Okay. Well, I asked the question. You gave an answer. I find it to be woefully insufficient, but you gave it.
You find it woefully insufficient? All right.
Yeah. Yes. Taking steps. That's what's convincing you that he will be a fully actualized adult in the next numbered Star Wars appearances.
It's more the long gap of time where I go, oh, he's going to be older.
Great. All right. Yep.
I disagree with.
He won't be older after time. Sorry, Darius.
No, he will actually be older.
Okay.
You are convinced that we will get an adult. First of all, the idea that we have to wait for the next numbered Star Wars movies to come out to get an adult version of him, and we're almost a decade in to his life in Lucasfilm, I reject. But even if we're going to, you would still have to show me that it's going to pay off for me to wait that fucking long. Like you're not waiting 40 years. Wait 10 years for somebody to become an adult. But even at that point, the training with Luke might have been considered a great step if they hadn't shit all over it. This movie probably would be adding to my excitement for future Grogu appearances if they were not so married to making him a child still.
A baby.
So I see a lack of evidence where you see all of the opportunity in the world. Maybe that's just
he's not a baby any longer. Chill.
Like he's fought battles. He's wearing Mandalorian armor, but it's still, I don't understand the words you're saying, so I flipped the wrong button.
Yo, you guys are so science fictionally
that we should have been doing a long time ago.
Illiterate.
It's dumb. It's stupid.
Well,
it is.
That's the rules of this character.
If you're using you don't. You chill. You keep making shit up for Yoda's species. There's nothing out there, unless you're George Lucas. You know nothing about this species. Please, brother, I implore you, because we as Star Wars fans have been dying to know about Yoda's species. If you have some knowledge about this species, please share.
They're sharing it in real time, and it's like you're.
What have we learned about Yoda's species?
What are you seeing it with Grogu?
What? Please share with me. What have you learned? What have you learned about this species that we didn't know before?
The way that the character ages. Grogu is the first time we've been seeing it.
The way the character ages, we haven't learned anything about the way he ages.
I love that we attribute the way that Grogu is aging to actual Star Wars lore, and not the machinations of a know nothing studio head. Right? Like now all of a sudden this is legitimate Star Wars shit that we're talking, and not just the machinations of either Bob Iger or Kathleen Kennedy, who want him to stay that young, who have a vested interest in him staying that young. Now it's like Darius says, this unactualized lore that Yoda's species is still wearing fucking diapers at 60 years old. Where was that established?
If you want a non-baby Yoda, Grogu, if you want a non-kid, young, Google Gaga, funny, hitting the buttons, it'll take more time because that's how this species ages. If you're going, 2019 was so long ago,
you
but
don't
in
know
reality,
that.
in this show, Grogu has barely even the other characters barely aged. This movie might be just 1 year after season 3. We don't know. Maybe it's half a year after season 3.
So
Grogu
how is it
hasn't
that
aged.
Yoda is a Padawan at 60 and he's still goo goo gagaing at 50?
What movie told you that Yoda was a Padawan in his 60s? When did George Lucas say that?
That's Star Wars lore.
When did George Lucas say that in Star Wars?
That's within Star Wars Legends. That's in the lore. George didn't say that. That's in the lore. But I can cite it. I can cite it for
George
you
a minute ago.
I could cite it for you if you'd like me to. This is from
I was
Legends.
about to say, where's the aging process of Yoda's species defined anywhere? Extended canon or not?
What you were just doing was pulling some shit out of your ass.
No,
Chillmonger.
I was pointing towards the TV show that wasn't Legends. That's what I was doing.
You were pointing to what we've watched in a TV show that still tells us nothing about Yoda's species, because we, as the Star Wars fandom, know nothing about Yoda's species. We don't know anything. Chill. Again, if you've learned anything, please share, and don't tell me we've watched him how they age.
There's 3
that
examples.
has not showed us how they age.
There's 3 examples of Yoda's species I can point to: Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu. Okay, you seem to be rejecting
point to more
the Grogu
because there's
example.
more. That's the 3 that you can point to. I can point to more because there's more Yoda species that we still know nothing even from those others.
What? Okay. Again, are they Star Wars Legends or canon?
It's Legends. Star Wars is Star Wars. Star Wars is Star Wars. But continue.
No, I don't have a comeback. If it's Legends, I have nothing to say.
Right. So even in Legends or in what is considered to be canon, we know nothing about the species. Nothing. We don't know how they age. We don't know where they come from. We don't know anything. I would love you to go into like a Star Wars forum with diehard hard fans and come with this Yoda attitude that you're coming with. We know zero, zilch. You think you know something based off of whatever you formed in your head over what you've watched over the last 4 years of Yoda? That's not canonical. That's in your head.
Oh, Legends is canonical. Got it.
No, I'm using Legends to say about the other Yoda species. Is in Legends or in canons, we don't know anything about the species. That's
what it is a verified reference.
Oh.
Thank you. It's a
verified
reference. There you
reference.
go.
And there's nothing that we can even is there anything? Are you telling me is there something in Clone Wars that we could point to that says something about? I'll accept that. Like it doesn't have to be.
He can't point to
straight
anything
out
because
of
there's nothing.
Lucas's mouth.
He can't point to anything. There is nothing except for the shit he's made up in his head. Canonically, there's nothing.
Canonically.
Legends, there's nothing. In Star Wars, period, there's nothing. D Stizzle's a Star Wars head. You like to step in? Do we know anything about Yoda species in the Star Wars lore?
That's my problem, is that I don't see it as, oh, well, this is consistent with the other, other similar species.
That's one right there. The species doesn't even have a name. At least I can tell you, Ahsoka's a Togruta. At least I can tell you.
When did I tell you that I knew Yoda's species name?
Chill. You didn't have to. Nobody's saying that's not what they're saying. What they're just pointing out that we're calling it Yoda species because we don't even know the species. So how the fuck can you know how he ages if we don't even know the species?
I just point to canon. That's all I do.
No, you just pointed to some shit you made up.
I was like, what is canon about their species? There's nothing definitive. Now we can infer certain things. And again, I will take any version of media, books, TV shows, movies that even intimates that there may be some slow aging process from Yoda. Like I'm opening the book up for you. There's a lot of options here. But I, for one, think that had a lot more to do with where they wanted Grogu situated in terms of how we advertise the character. And that had a lot more to do with why he's still Goo and Gaga than any of his genetics.
Okay, that, you know what? I think it's registering. You guys are so right about this Grogu species. Yeah.
I love Legends, but didn't they mention once Disney bought Star Wars, they said Legends isn't canon? Everything's canon until it's not. So here's the thing here. Chill can shake his head all he wants to.
But you're still
When
not
hold on,
giving
hold,
the
hold,
evidence.
hold,
though.
hold on, Marcus. He can shake his head all he wants to. When Disney bought Star Wars and they made Legends not canon, Thrawn was not canon. Asajj was not canon. But they brought them over from Legends and made them canon. So everything is canon until it's not.
That's the conclusion you've drawn to? Okay. Well, the version which they used, the things they did with Thrawn, Asajj Ventress, the things they did with those characters is canon.
Brother. So let me re-say it again, and maybe I should say it in a slower, calmer tone. In 2015, when Disney acquired the rights to Lucasfilm, and George signed it over to Bob Iger and took the picture that we all saw that made it famous, they immediately reneged on what they promised George and made Legends null and void. Asajj Ventress was a part of that Legends that was made null and void. So was that Grand Admiral Thrawn.
The character of Grand Admiral Thrawn. All right, we're together so far. Then you say the word so.
Once Clone Wars came about under Disney, they took Asajj out of Legends and put her back into canon.
They used her in the Tales.
Once they needed a villain for Rebels that was big and bad, they took Thrawn out of Legends and brought him back into canon.
Okay, this is the part
on it.
This is the part here that you saying they took him from Legends and they made him canon. Everything that happened in those novels didn't happen to the version of Thrawn that we're watching on screen right now.
Again, how much do you know about Star Wars, Jill? How much do you know about
Enough
Timothy?
to know that they didn't take him out of the book and say it's canon now. They're using the character Thrawn, but what they do with Thrawn and what they choose not to do with Thrawn, what they choose to recognize. Listen up. What they choose to recognize from those Timothy Zahn books or any other piece of media Thrawn appeared in, what they choose to recognize is canon. And until they confirm that this happened with Thrawn, then I can't consider that book that happened or every little beat that happened as the canon.
You're saying because
hold on. I'm so sorry, Marcus. I'm so sorry.
I'm just trying to clarify what he's saying. You're saying because they haven't defined his backstory in Lucasfilm or at least on the television show in Ahsoka, we don't know that he's the same version that we see in Clone Wars.
That's
so
what
funny. I'm saying. He is not in Rebels. Sorry, go ahead, Darius.
All right, so you're so wrong, and you're arguing with a Star Wars fan, brother. I'm going to start there first. When Thrawn shows up in Rebels, it picks up right where his comics lead off. And what he says is, when he walks into the room, and I forget the other little generals that are in there, he says, Grand Admiral. He says, yes, the Emperor just recently promoted me. We see that promotion in those comics that were Legends material until they made it canon. So it is the same story continuing from Legends into canon.
No,
so you're wrong. You're wrong.
What is canon is he was.
That's not what you were just
Why
saying.
are you talking over me, bro? What is canon?
Because that's not what you were just saying.
Oh, okay. I'll go now. What is canon is that Thrawn was promoted, and that while that happened in a comic book, that's great, and I'm sure we can fill in the gaps with
the entire story is canon. The entire story is canon.
Okay.
The whole thing. The only thing that's missing, D Stizzle, I know you're here. Help me with his little partner's name, the guy that the admiral that was with Thrawn. That I can't remember his name. That's all canon. All of that is canon now. I don't know why you think just the promotion from just being a part of the Empire to being Grand Admiral is the only part that's canon. It's not the only part that's canon. It's not the only part that's canon. We saw other parts within Rebels that showed us that all that shit that was talked about in the comics is canon. So you're wrong. You're wrong. You thought you had something, but you're wrong. It literally picks up where that comic leaves off.
even if I accept the fact
Thank
that
you, Vanto.
this is
That's
not
his
a
name.
a one-to-one from Legends, all of the things that they chose to bring over from the Legends comics seems to suggest that they're much closer to that than any original story, right? Like it certainly isn't original. Like you may be on some sort of footing to say that it's not a complete one-to-one, but it's much closer to what was considered canon before than anything original coming out of Disney. So
There is nothing
you're
original.
still kind of conceding the fact that they're using the material without calling it what it is, a continuation. You know, it's not it by name, but in practice, if I take 80% of the story and just leave out a few slick details to kind of make it not exactly Timothy Zahn's work, okay, so you're not a continuation in name, but in every other way. So, gentlemen, how about that
Raw.
Invincible finale?
No,
Excuse me.
I'm not doing Invincible finale. I'm doing super chats.
Payback, homie, I'm bringing CA back, and I don't do button-up shirts or drive Maybachs. All you
Hey, Torian Rain Reloaded. You guys subscribed? He says, "Did y'all see the MK2 trailer? It's fire and feels
Yeah,
nostalgic. I saw it
did.
during WrestleMania.
Looks good. Looks good. I don't see how people. I mean, Mortal Kombat's a little bit more serious. I'll give him that. I don't see how people watch that first Mortal Kombat movie, get excited about the second one, and then shit over Street Fighter. Excuse me? So you watch Cole Young in Mortal Kombat 1. You're excited for Mortal Kombat 2, but Street Fighter looks like shit. You're gonna have to square that for me. Somebody's gonna have to square it. But no, I want to see Mortal Kombat 2 for sure. I think it looks good.
I want to see Mortal Kombat 2 less than I want to see Street Fighter, but they're both great franchises. I played them once or twice, Super Nintendo days.
That's where I'm at, Ira. I think it looks fun. I'm not expecting an Oscar winner, but if they can keep me engaged for a solid hour and a half, I think that'll be a good outing at the theater for me.
Just do what you did in the trailer where you have the sound effects that we all recognize from the past. The nostalgia is the way to do it.
Ryoken!
I wasn't a fan.
Absolutely. How about one more super chat? Let's whoop that super chat.
Lamp popping on ring, ring, ring. Count money while it ring, ring, ring. Crap jumping on ring, ring, ring.
He beat the gingerbread man with the diss track.
You did have a diss track. Which is nuts.
That man is so talented. Jean Favreau is the problem. Call is inside the house. Jean Favreau's the problem. What did he ever do other than try his best?
Nah, I can't go
Battery,
there.
you
I
need
can't
your
go with that
batteries
one.
recharged. Battery. You need to get recharged by static. Then not Black Lightning. Black Lightning is a Panasonic. Static is a Duracell. That's the problem.
Johnny Dogworth, there was not a video attached to the thing you sent me in my DMs. I wasn't sure what was going on there. I thought you were talking about the Aegon's Conquest thing, but that was the last thing you sent me. I just got the message. I didn't get the video. Where were we on? Y'all done? Y'all done on the Lucasfilm talk? Y'all finished or y'all done? I really want to talk about Invincible. We don't got to give away spoilers for those who haven't seen the finale yet. But first of all, I was dead on about a couple things that were going to happen this season in terms of the escalation of war. I feel like one of those professors they be having on breaking points and stuff, talking about Iran and the United States and how we're going to end up at these certain places. That's how I mapped out this season of Invincible, right? I was there. I seen it coming. I seen the plays. I knew where everybody was going. And the aftermath of Mark and Nolan and crew destroying Viltrum really left the remaining Viltrumites with a very short list of options. And I think the one that they landed on was really the only one for them to, one, survive and not eventually be overwhelmed, even Thrag. All right, because I mean, being the most powerful being in the world or in the universe doesn't mean much if you're by yourself. Attrition will start to set in at some point. So this was the only way out for them to survive, and then also continue the plight of solidifying the Viltrumite line. It was the most common thought. Now, yeah, I don't want to get spoilery. I think Mark's decision that he made in this episode, while I think you would like to see him, go out on his sword, in the short term, it was the only decision they could have made. It was the only decision they could have made to get out of what could have happened. Thrag showed up here at the end of the season. I respect it. You will never hear a bad word out of me about Grand Regent Thrag ever again. I think I found my new Halloween cosplay. Stellar season. And to be running congruently with the boys right now, damn, is it setting a standard that one of those shows is just not hitting so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really do. I love what we got out of this season. Very excited for season 5. Well worth the wait. It's probably the first time I've said something like that about one of these animated shows that take like 2 years to get a new season out. Worth the wait. This one was worth the wait. This season was.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good season. Thought they did a good job. I don't know what they're gonna do with Thrag. I mean, I don't know how you beat him. I have not read the comics. I don't know anything like that.
Me either. And they be on my ass about it. Oh, you must not have read the comics. You must not have read the comics. You don't know what's about to happen. Like, no, just watching the show like a normal person.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the comics. But I did see somebody said that has read the comics that they've made him much stronger.
You could read that?
Yeah, he said Azrath Metrion Zinthos.
I'm like, hey, he said somebody mentioned and then clicked on that message. I'm like, that shit must be different on my computer only. Like it must be. It's gotta be messed up on my computer only. No, go ahead.
I just don't know what they're gonna do with Thrag. That's a problem. They said some people said that have read the comics. They made him stronger.
I don't want to know. I'm not picking up the book. I don't want to know.
No, just that they've made him stronger than he is in the book, I guess.
Oh,
in the show.
We can see that the boy punched Nolan out of the stratosphere from the planet, like on the planet, and now I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna uppercut you, and you ain't gonna stop flying until you're completely out of our orbit.
Yeah, and then the deal that was without making, this is not spoiling it, just the deal that was made. I don't know how you get out of that.
Yeah, like what you gonna do? Like as he's sitting there going against it, he's saying no. He thinking about it, and he's like, "Fuck." But I just hit him with my best shit, and his face didn't even move. He
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What am I gonna do? So, like, again, I understand wanting him to push it to the max and fight, but like, then it's really over. Like, it's like done for everybody. You're going to get caught off a guard. You have no idea where they are, how deeply embedded into society they actually are.
How many kids they've
It's
got.
crazy.
Yeah, the him telling him, yeah, can't say that, but yeah, it's a the finale wasn't season 3 actually's finale was the same. They were both kind of the same. It was the second to the
The
last episodes
aftermath.
of that had
Yeah, the aftermath.
yeah.
It was needed. It was needed, and especially the way that they organized this episode, where he's going through the I
PTSD.
guess the PTSD or visions or whatever, and then to get that final scene to wash it all home. Where okay, now you expecting a little cut scene, and he ain't really gonna be no. Yes, we are here. Oh
Yeah.
shit! I've
Yeah.
never heard a man who sounds like he works at Joseph A. Bank shock fear in me like that.
Yeah, and he's him and Homelander are two very intimidating characters. And he just, I mean, I just don't know what I don't know how you beat him. I don't know how you beat him.
I see. There's got to be some other solution, man. They're gonna have to flip some of them remaining 37. They're gonna have to. There's got to be something else that happens, because a straight head to head, even with Mark or Nolan, is null and void. It's a non-starter. So there's also the secret weapon, right? That Alan has now inherited from Thetis.
Yeah, there's that.
And whether or not he'll use it.
Thetis is under the impression that all Viltrumites need to be extinguished, and that's including Mark, Oliver,
Nolan, all of them. Which, I mean, here's how they set up the kind of the morality scales in the show. You know that all the Viltrumites on Viltrum are going to their dying breath try and conquer another place or find a way to rebuild the empire, right? We don't necessarily know that about Oliver or Mark or Nolan. And so you kind of segment the good ones from the bad ones. These are the ones that's helping us, right? They're fighting their own people. Now, fast forward to what they did here on the Thrag's offer. Well, if that's not acceptable, what Thrag is offering Mark, then how do you not take Thetis's route in his idea of how to handle this problem? How do you know, Mark, that your kid doesn't end up being the next Thrag? Same thing for Oliver. Same thing for Nolan if he has another kid. Like, what's the guarantee that the next one doesn't end up like the other universes of Marks that all go evil?
Oh yeah.
So if the Viltrumites' current offer to Earth is unacceptable, then what is the rationale even for keeping Nolan and Mark and Oliver alive? Because the same problems you would have with the Viltrumites that were actually living on Viltrum is the same reality, whether you like it or not, for Mark and Oliver and Nolan. It's the same. So how do you get rid of one, keep the other, and also not resort to what they ultimately could do to get rid of it all? We are entrenched right now. There is no moral clarity. Everybody's just fighting for survival, and that's what I like about the story. There is no clear good, bad. Well, there is a good and a bad for sure, but when we look at the motivations of Thrag, put yourself in his shoes. Think about being the last one of the last 50 humans on planet Earth. What would you do to rebuild the place that you know right now? Oh, by the way, you just so happen to be the most powerful person in the universe. You gonna sit down and let your people die? You gonna go and extinct knowing the incredible power that you and the people remaining still wield. Not saying we go full on genocide. I'm saying I'm definitely not sitting on Viltrum and going quietly. We're going to have to do something.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
very great season. Great season.
Yeah, great. It was a great season. It was a great season. I couldn't get online without seeing people do or showing the comparisons of the panels to the episode and the changes or whatever it might be different. But it seemed like it was all pretty fucking close. Especially that the stuff with Nolan and Thrag and Oliver and them in space and what happened.
Yeah.
So season 2 remains my least favorite. This and season 1 are pretty close.
And that was the one that took the longest to make too. That was infuriating.
Yeah.
I hear you. Do more research. I'm talking more so after the Scourge virus, right? Like the centuries of conquest and annihilation. I mean, we could attribute that all the way back to Argyle, which is centuries before even Thrag. I'm talking about what they had to deal with after Argyle was murdered and the Scourge virus was released. You're basically the president of the planet,
universe, galaxy, because who stepped into them?
It's either sit here and die slowly or find somewhere else to live. Or
what was the alternative?
Basically worldwide gulags.
What he thought he saw, what we thought was actually happening when the episode first opened.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of that in a lot of camps, you know, probably some breeding centers for the Viltrumites to just plop down into whenever they feel the urge.
You know what I need Mark to learn, and maybe he does later on. He needs to learn that move, that one. He needs to learn that. Yeah, he needs to learn that ASAP.
I'm coming out the gate with it. I don't even know why they be wasting time. I don't even know why they waste time.
I'm
coming out. I'm using this shit like a sword because they be fucking cutting through shit so easily.
Like he needs to learn that's fast. But when Thrag was actually there, my heart sank for Mark. I was like,
oh shit, no, he there for real. Oh, yeah, it's over.
I was like, oh brother, I don't know if you can run
he's
fast
there for real. Oh, it's done. Run, Mark, run.
Yeah, I was like, run.
They did bring that on themselves. You're right. But okay, so now you live in Germany in like 1945, and everything that we know happens in the Second World War happens. Hitler's no longer in power, and now you're the new leader. So now what? You sit here and you die for the generations past, and all of the children who were born after have to suffer, and generations future will just suffer indefinitely because no, that's not how that works. Like there's, I think if you're outside of that situation, it's very easy to view it as one through line, right? Like one clear path through all the evilness to the consequences that they deserve. For the people living in it, though, there's life before and after disaster. And there is one thing that you can say: the fact that they still have a mindset to conquer shows that they probably need to be gone.
Yeah,
but I think right now,
I mean,
it's more so out of necessity. But the offer is the thing that rebuffs that, right? They have an instinct to conquer, and they have the wherewithal to do so. And yet, his proposal is more so of a merger, almost. Like, just like we don't know all them Viltrumites gonna be good, we don't know they all gonna be evil either. How many of them? Well, we getting into the weeds now.
Well, no, you're right on that because some of them are going to go to school like Mark did and be regular
Exactly.
kids like Mark was.
Exactly. So they're taking almost as big of a risk as Mark is by saying yes. How do you know that you're creating allies by doing what you're doing? You don't.
If though these children are raised in the father with the Viltrumite, well,
Which I'm sure
Nolan
they'll try to
was.
make happen.
No, I mean, well, Nolan was there,
Yep.
but at that time he wasn't trying to push a narrative on Mark.
He didn't
until
even know Mark was getting his powers. He didn't think
That's
Mark was
true.
going to get powers.
So for them, though, the Viltrumites, they could, hey, here's what we are, here's what you are. Get with it, or I'll make another one. I don't know.
What did you think about Mark or Eve's confession to Mark?
It was warm. It was heartfelt.
Shut up, Joe. It definitely wasn't warm. It definitely wasn't warm.
I kind of wish she wouldn't have, just because they need help.
They need help. So obviously, right, like it wasn't Mark's decision. And even if he did know, he wouldn't have been able to affect the outcome.
No.
It feels better for how I feel about Eve if she would have said something before he went off for the war. Because
that would have fucked with his head.
You know what I mean?
He really would have died.
See, I don't take that route. I don't take that route at all.
You don't think so?
If he, okay, so let's work.
Oh, he would have had something more to fight for, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's work through the logic. If him knowing that Eve was what she was before he went off to war, if he knew that and that was going to distract him enough to get him killed, which, I mean, seeing what we saw of Thrag, that wasn't going to make a difference anyways. But if that's the case, then they have no hope right now. Then there's absolutely no hope, because they are in immediate danger every day of their lives indefinitely until every single one of them are gone. So if that logic holds and he couldn't focus and he's going to be making emotional decisions that's going to get him fucked up, then there's no hope, because worst case scenario is already here. I think that level up or the next level up for Mark, we should say, is coming because they are in immediate danger. Remember, Conquest didn't get up out of there until he did what he did to Eve, till he knocked her jaw to the back of her head. Only then was Mark able to rev himself up enough to do what he needed to do to Conquest to get him up out of there. So I don't take this idea of, oh, well, shit, he gonna be too emotional to fight. The strongest feats that we've ever seen Mark get to have come on the back of emotional distress.
Well, I kind of agree with this take here. He was making
that's Oliver, it's not Mark.
And this one here from Stamina. Mark's decision making is very, very questionable. And when he gets emotional, his decision making in those moments, like, when again, that was his decision making in those moments, sometimes almost get him killed.
That's fine. But in the same token, it's not until he is completely emotional that he's able to do any of these things that he has done. Right? He freaked out
on Conquest.
He freaked out on Angstrom when he broke his mother's hand. He freaked out on Conquest again in the second fight when he had Oliver. So again, we keep talking about how emotional he was, and yes, he has paid a price for being overzealous or not really thinking situations through. I will grant you that. I will also grant you that none of the key feats that Mark has ever made in this show have come devoid of extreme emotional distress. He was pushed to the max in each and every single one of these situations. And that somehow helped him find a new level to get to.
However, the only difference though with him finding that level with Conquest,
He was on he was on Oliver's. He was on Oliver's home planet. How did he start fighting them Viltrumites? How did we get to that point? Who did he see in danger to the point where he kicked it on and stopped giving a shit about whether or not he was going to kill these people?
like, well, yeah, that again, that works with Conquest, that works with I forget some of the other ones' names. Works with those guys. He literally cryingly, people have now made memes of it, flew for his life from Thrag.
Yeah, no, for sure. No. Thrag is a different animal. He's a different animal. I'm sorry. Was that Eve's forehead that smashed into Conquest's face about 50 times at the end of that fight, or was that Mark's? I'm trying to remember back. It was a long time ago. Help me remember. Thrag is a different animal. I don't think nobody's 1v1 in Thrag.
No,
that's not gonna happen. He's the strongest Viltrumite ever.
I'm convinced he's one of the strongest characters ever. Just and I'm convinced. Yeah, he's one of the strongest characters ever.
Oof. Man, this was gruesome. This was gruesome. Viltrumite spike. I just want to hear somebody say that one time. I want to hear him call it out.
Who blurred it? Did you blur it or did the thing blur it?
They probably blurred
it. Yeah, probably the person who posted the video.
Viltrumite spike.
John said some weird shit the other day.
Campia.
And was like, if we can see them, all this blood and guts and intestines, why can't we see them fuck? And I'm thinking, that's not where my mind goes during an Invincible. But hey, he also said Tobey Maguire's dick, so maybe John's just got a different mind.
But you know what he did say? He said recast T'Challa, and I'm not talking about the T'Child. He said T'Child. He said those words. It's him.
I don't believe you. Show me the footage.
Nah, he didn't really say T'Child, but he did say the word.
I fucking knew it.
That part though.
Yeah. But it's been great. I like it. They said late February, early April for season 5. So I'm good with that. That's about the time we got for this one from last season.
Cool. I'll definitely be rewatching this season for sure. The back half of this season gave us some well-earned action, right? Like things that we had only just kind of like talked about in concepts. We got to see the actual planet of Viltrum. We fought on Telescria. We got to see Thetis kick some ass before he got his head torn off. There was a lot of payoffs in this season, so I really appreciated it for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when Oliver got his arm ripped off.
Oh, I thought it was over with for him.
And his job, I was like, oh my God. God.
He punched him and realized it was a mistake and tried to run. And before his body even completely turned around, he was already grabbed. He said, "Oh, you thought you was leaving?"
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh my God.
Did he just backhand this man's jaw off and rip his arm at the same time?
I said to myself, I was like, is Oliver dead? It's like, holy shit.
For a minute there, we thought we lost you there, boy. Thought we lost you.
Yeah. And then when he went for him, I was just thinking to myself, damn, you need to put this kid on a leash because why is he going back over?
Oliver is what y'all think Mark is. Like, Oliver is 1000% what y'all think Mark is. He's done it twice now. He did that shit to Conquest, right? Almost got his head popped. His eyes almost shot out of his head. And then he trained with Nolan. He got a little bit older and then ran it back the same way versus a stronger guy. What did they say before they left the ship? Do not try to engage him. Don't let him break you out from the pack. Don't attack him alone. Here go Oliver. Dun, 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 dun.
Like the way like they did the Thrag scenes when you punch, they did them like the whole Kal-El versus Justice League, where it was in slow motion for Kal-El. Because the way Thrag moves is just he sees it, then he grabs Oliver. I was like, damn, that is
smacks him while he's still holding his arm. It was brutal.
the PTSD moment with his mom. I thought that shit was real. I was like, oh God.
Did you not think you would pay for all you have done?
I was like, oh God, is that how Debbie goes out?
Definitely gonna be Thrag this year for Halloween. Not even playing around. So I like Volcanica. Here's my problem with some of their side plots. Is
I
that
didn't like that one.
they do a lot of building, but when it comes to cap them off, it almost feels inconsequential. Like the what's the monster or the aliens? They need a host and they spread the pink.
I forget what they're called. I forget what they're called. That starts with an S, doesn't it?
The cichlids. There you go, cichlids.
Yeah.
Cichlids.
That pissed me off. He the way that all ended was like, yeah, it was an inflection point for Mark, but we've been dealing with the cichlids for what 3-4 seasons now. Like they've been in every season of the show. That's how it wraps up. That's if it almost feels like everything that's not the Viltrumites we don't really gotta worry about it because it's really not gonna come back to do anything to us. I'm not worried about Damien Darkblood. I'm not worried about Satan. I'm not worried about any of that shit because when they pop back up, it's gonna be a quick brush off, and then we're gonna get back to the main storyline. That will be my only critique. Maybe about the last couple of seasons.
Why was Satan so weak?
Why were they so weak?
Why was Satan so weak? Even when he got his powers and I was like, damn.
I didn't care for that entire episode, but they kind of reimagined Satan and the underworld or hell and what it really means. And there's a hell, but there's no heaven. It was very, very weird. But
yeah, I didn't like that.
Basically, they took his powers away. Volcanica took his powers away. His crowned, which would make him be endowed with his powers again. I don't know. That was a very weird piece of the season, but I don't. The side plots, man, they have not been paying off the way I really thought the secret thing was going to be bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
Even that Robot and Monster Girl, when they pop back up, I don't think it will be a big thing, but whatever they have to do to get them back, I think they might just show back up. I think they just might show back up randomly.
Yeah. Dang, what was I gonna say? It was something else about it'll come back to me. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
Quasimodo wants to know why I'm so red because I turned on that nightlight feature on the computer. So now it's off and now it's back on. Like it helps you because I'm trying to go to bed soon. So I don't want to have the blue light from the screens keeping me up.
Nice. Is that everything? ClayFace, Invincible, Miami Vice. Oh, Michael.
Time out.
Take off, Darius.
Time out. Before we get to the next thing, we always got to look over the super chats to see what people got to say and send.
Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain.
Tony and Ray Reloaded. Speaking of Viltrum, did you see those series of tweets from some of those in Japanese Twitter liking us black folks to Viltrumites? Did I see that? Yes, I did.
What?
Oh, you didn't know?
Wait, what?
It's one of those things that get magnified because it's the talk of the week. This Twitter account says the number of encounters, it's translated, the number of encounters with black people in my neighborhood is steadily increasing. Their skeletal structure and the way their muscles are built are on a completely different level.
This is what that girl was talking about.
I'm slim, So if I get pinned down, it'd be over in seconds. I never imagined that violence from a foreigner would climb the ranks of my predictions for my own cause of death. I couldn't have pictured that even a few years ago. Things change when you at least expect them to, huh?
Fam.
Wait.
Okay. It was
I'm
this
so
chick.
confused.
She was making a TikTok, right? And then the what is it? The comment on the TikTok was Japanese people expressing their feelings about black people or something like that. And she was saying this exact shit, like about their skeletal structures and all this other shit, and they're gonna take us out. And she must have been talking about this post, because what in the fuck? Where did this even come from?
No, right? Where did this come from? Now, who's in charge of these platforms and what did they try to boost? Disunity, hate.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, so then that's what the answer is to all this. Why does this have
Now,
22
I
million
don't want to.
views?
I don't want to mythologize it to the point where we say that this sentiment isn't felt
Oh, yeah.
by anyone, but
Sure.
yeah, it definitely seems manufactured for sure.
Yeah, I also know that I think I mean, obviously you guys know this too. As a race, we are hated
Everywhere.
globally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everywhere.
globally. That's not like just a North America thing. That's globally. So,
London and Paris and Mexico, America, Scotland, Canada, Tokyo.
yeah, yeah. So, I don't know.
Their skeletal structure is much like Viltrumites.
I'll take the compliment.
I was gonna say thank you.
I'll take the compliment. They're impeccable beings. So, I mean, she's looking at it that way. Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to take over hockey, we could do that.
Wasn't that Japan that they were like inviting black men to come over there and date their women because
That's
of
either the Philippines or Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Okay, there you go. Yikes. Well, watch out for all of my international travelers.
I'm terrified to travel internationally, and it's for those reasons.
I've only had one bad experience. It was I was on my honeymoon in Rio, and our first day there, we posted up in some suburb off of what's the close beach by there? By Impanana. I'm probably not saying that right, but anyways, so we were walking down the street trying to find something to eat, trying to find somewhere where they weren't speaking Portuguese so we can actually order our food. And like there was a coffee shop, right? Walked by the coffee shop, there's 3 older gentlemen sitting outside. Crossing the street, I hear some words I'm not familiar with, but then I heard gringo. And I said, oh, I know what that means in every language. I know what that means in every language. And they back there giggling, they laughing. I look back, they still giggling and laughing. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll just take my ass on up the street because I don't even know what the hell you said, other than American. I hope it wasn't Black American or whatever the fuck. But
Negro.
On our way back, same group of men are there, and now they're not so joyful, not so happy. It's like, oh, this motherfucker actually, you staying here or something? What, you done bought something over here? What are you doing over here? Type of feel. I don't speak Portuguese, so I don't know exactly what's coming out of their mouths, but you can feel that fervor, But that was probably the only time I've ever had a even remotely racial experience outside of this. Not to say that it doesn't exist. I know it exists, but yeah.
Oh, I think I lied then. I've been to Mexico, but that was on a cruise. So like I wasn't staying there, but not like shit couldn't happen. But no, I don't. It was fine when I did that, but that was like a tourist spot. Everybody was. The worst thing that happened to me was I got scammed.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks. How did you get scammed? What is that? The Favelas? What is that? Is that close to Copacabana? Because that was the next place we went to after the little suburban spot.
Did you go to Rio because that's where Black Panther went for his bachelor party?
I went to Rio because when I researched beaches, that was up at the top of the list. A lot of the beaches in Rio. Definitely a salt and sand guy for sure.
See, I'm terrified of the ocean, so can't do it. You know, it's a wonder they even got me on that boat.
So, quick thought, or just a quick note to that. I found out while I was there, the second largest population outside of Africa of black people, other than the United States, or the second, because the United States is number one, is actually Rio. It's Brazil. They have the second largest black population outside of Africa. You know, the
Because
whole
of
adage about these people
meddling
dropping off the
Europeans.
and we actually ended up in this area. It was like a skate park, and they was playing music and shit like that. And there was a black dude there from the States. And he was telling us how, like, you know, he tries to get more people to come out here. The area, he was like, the area you in right now, you probably see a lot of black people. But you know, you start getting over in here, he naming places over here. You kind of gotta, you know, move a little differently. It ain't as many of us over there. They was on the tours that we
I like
took
that.
to Sugarloaf Mountain and up to the Christ Redeemer and stuff like that. They was telling us how basically they're inside the city of Rio is where all of the working class people, aka the blacks, that's where they were at. They were heavily populated around these beaches. Well, you know how industry is, gentrification, start moving them up. So now that population mostly lives in the mountains. Like as you're driving up to some of these tourist spots, you go through different neighborhoods. The neighborhood that Michael Jackson shot his They Don't Really Care About Us video on No Steps. We was there. But you kind of got to get through all of that to get to the tourist spots. They kind of push them out of the city up into the mountains. They had some history there that I didn't expect to get while I was there. So that was pretty dope.
Would they refilm over there same way they did Thriller at the same place? Would they go to the same street in Brazil for the part 2 Michael Jackson movie?
Hell no, they let Mike do that.
And there's better beaches. Hey, look, man, I would take it for sure. You know, so it's a little Africa being kind of okay. I mean, I was assuming that there were great beaches in Africa too. Didn't have to go nearly as far to to get to Rio, but I hear you.
Maybe because it's for Mike, they might.
Yeah, same like rules basically. Yeah, Michael Jackson, you got it. Come film here. And there's a bigger budget for a movie than a music video, so security, which should be fine.
Yeah, they might.
Sure did. Was huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be an interesting story to dramatize, though. Getting permission to film there. That's something that you could knock out 15 minutes of a movie with.
What? Yeah, I'll get into it. I did see Mike. Mike was. It was good. It was good. It was good. I like the. It was electrifying from the minute it opens to the minute it closes, especially on all of the musical parts of the biopic. It is electrifying. Jafar, Oscar worthy in my opinion. Now I've seen other people saying, "Oh, he should act in other things." I don't know about all that because I don't know if maybe he can. I don't know about what his acting ability is, but his portraying
a hell of a debut. This is a hell of a debut.
Portraying his uncle, when the first line when they cut to the older version from the younger boy that plays him too, I think his name is Julio or Julie, something like that. He was phenomenal too as young Mike. But when they cut to Jafar, and it's like jaw dropping. I'm like, he embodies Mike, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really good. It's really good how they captured it. It's really good how they do it. Now, the critics and things are coming in saying about it felt flat. It felt like things were missing and blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't agree with a lot of what the critics have said on Rotten Tomatoes. But when you do watch this film, it does not seem like it is I guess what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting Jackson's The American Dream because it still does not beat that. I was not expecting Jackson's The American Dream, but I was expecting them to delve a little deeper into things. Even situations with the brothers, like when Jermaine stayed at Motown, that's something they tapped on in Jackson's The American Dream. They say it in the film, but they don't. The brothers are more so just there to as supporting cast, really.
This is Michael's movie.
Yes,
So
it is Michael's movie, but even with it being Michael's movie, there's still even things with Mike I wish they would have delved in a little bit deeper into, because they just it feels like they leave gaps. It feels like they don't dive deep enough into certain things, but that doesn't take away how great it was, because the things that they do show Mike doing, like how he came up with Beat It, how he came up with the whole Thriller album. It's a little montage. There's a montage for Off the Wall. There's a montage for Thriller. I cried more than I thought I honestly was going to. And I think it's really because there are moments where you just really have to remember that's not Mike up there, because you really feel like you are watching him. Jafar, I'm telling you, it's incredible, the work, and he deserves all the flowers, accolades, all of it. The work that he put in to being Mike, it's the voice. I mean, the voice when he talks, it's crazy.
So two things, because one of the things that I feel like people are not taking into consideration when they're, because you're not the first person I've heard say that, in terms of how deep they go and how detailed they are on some of these. We got to remember, man, the estate is still in control of this, right? They're still signing off on what we can and can't do narratively. There were things cut out of this film because of disputes with the estate and individuals who had signed NDAs with Michael before he passed and stuff like that. So there is a lot that maybe can't be told in certain ways because of that type of stuff. I will also mind you that Freddie Mercury was mostly seen as just a great lead singer who probably had some ego problems and not a drug addict.
Oh yeah, though I said that too. They didn't
Right,
dive into a lot of the Freddie Mercury shit.
They cut out a lot for Freddie Mercury as well. I haven't seen the Bob Dylan movie with Timothée Chalamet, but I imagine that they write a pretty prim story for him as well. So I think the difference in between those two characters and Michael is that there's an increasing possibility that he's going to get more opportunities to reprise this role. And so, be that as it may, if the first installment of these films goes from, like, when was he born? 60, like 69-ish or something like that, to 1988, man, we got so much more story to tell. Like, we have so much more. We haven't even gotten into the 90s from Michael Jackson yet.
When was Mike born? I think Mike was born 58.
58. Golly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 1958.
So from there all the way up to 1988, that's just the first 30 years of Michael's life.
Yeah,
right. And probably, and it's unfortunate to say, but some of that stuff that you looking for, that real controversial stuff, that's the next movie. That's what the next movie would majoritarily probably be based upon.
Did you see Nia Long answer that question?
I did
one of those morning shows shit disturbers were asking that, and then she and Coleman Domingo were like, well, there's talks for another movie. If this one's got to do well, everyone check out Michael.
And Jafar confirmed it too. He said they're doing it. The brothers,
we know the real story.
Yeah,
we know what happened. What happened was they had a movie, and then they did dive into that stuff. But then there was a contract that was signed that said that if you can't dramatize this part ever, and they go, oh, okay, we're going to cut the movie into 2 parts. We know that. So they'll just do the second part with all the footage they did edit, and then they'll add some more parts. Yay.
I also what was it? Damn, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. But
Was your theater packed?
yeah, my theater was packed. People were dressed as Mike or dressed in Michael clothing. People were dancing.
Nice.
Standing ovation at the end. People stayed at the credits, danced. I mean, talking to people that I don't know if they came with all, people were just, it was like a big event, which is what I expect. I mean, honestly, I'm not shocked by what I'm seeing in theaters from people. I'm not shocked by the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's a 96 or 95. I mean, this is Michael Jackson. One thing I don't like that I'm seeing is from people coming out saying, "Oh, we didn't learn anything new." Okay, I don't know what new you're expecting to learn that we don't already know about this man's life. It's not like there's some jaw-dropping Marvel twist in the middle of the film, like, oh, surprise, he really was a part of the Men in Black. he really
stone in the glove.
Yeah, like I don't. There's nothing. So I don't know what they're expecting on that. And then I saw John's review where he said they painted this. He liked the movie, but he had some gripes, and one of his gripes was how they painted Mike to be like this he had this just great moral compass. He was just like always, they had him always saying the right things. Like they didn't just show him with sick children once, they showed him with sick children like 4 times. Well, again, these are things that you can Google about the man's life. He spent a lot of time in hospitals with sick children. I mean, he wrote Gone Too Soon is about Ryan. I don't forget Ryan's last name, a little boy with AIDS that he had that whole campaign for, spent all that time with. I mean, Ryan is just one child to name, but Mike did this for so many different kids. So it's not as if that was a facade that they just like added extra in. Like that's what he did. And like he even mentioned him buying toys for the kids at Toys R Us. That's what he did. I mean, that's
guys to do that. I know Tom Holland's done it, and not Jack Sparrow.
Johnny
the
Depp.
actor. Yeah, he'll do it in character and stuff. So respect to those guys.
So I'm just like, I'm confused. I'm confused what y'all wanted from this. Did you want to sit down and then be shocked with some weird twist or weird? I don't know.
Was the Diana Ross thing not enough? I mean, that blew my mind when I found out.
Why is she not able to be in it?
Who?
Diana Ross, the whole Diana Ross.
I guess they cut her scenes.
Yeah, they cut her.
I don't know if that was because of Diana Ross or.
Well, the actress said she said legal stuff.
So definitely Diana Ross. Why would
Diana not want to be in it though?
Well, because of the stuff that is being revealed about Diana Ross. And
but
how
were
she
they
did Michael Jackson?
But were they going to go? Because the actress says she filmed some great scenes with the family, and if she filmed great scenes with the family, would those great scenes be defaming Diana Ross?
Well, okay, but ultimately they didn't end up together, right? So then we have to address why and what the circumstances were around their split. I mean, he wrote a song about the woman. I think we can infer that it didn't necessarily go cordially. So in lieu of trying to keep that where it is for the general public, again, I was a grown-ass man when I even found out that Michael Jackson dated Diana Ross.
Stop. What are you doing? Stop.
Okay. Grown man. But she maybe just didn't want to be Jada Pinkett Smith. Dirty Diana.
Get Tracy Ellis Ross to play her.
She eased on down the road.
Man, I know. But as a public figure, can't they make a dramatization with you in it?
I mean, maybe some of the details around what they were going to show were murky. Maybe she threatened the lawsuit. Maybe she threatened to come out and speak out against the project. They already got the light little controversy around the family and Janet and Paris, not Jackson. All of those people.
Reby too. Reby didn't want to be in it. Neither did Randy, because neither of them are in it either.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, look, I said this before. Show business family, that many heads, that many personalities. I don't think it's weird to see some of them dissenting. I don't think it's weird to think that there's maybe more to play than just wanting to be in a movie. So I'll leave that to be their business and to figure all that out.
Janet was non-existent. She was cut out.
She was also like super duper young when Michael was at even in. I mean, I don't even think she was alive during most of the Jackson 5.
She
They would
is
also
in,
be
she
cut
is
off.
in
We're talking-
Jackson's The American Dream.
But barely though. She's like a little girl. She's like the first couple seasons of Rudy in the Cosby Show.
Yeah. Yeah. Coleman Domingo was excellent. He was excellent as Joe. There were things, again, like it's a movie about Mike. So it's not, there were just other things I wish they would have touched on. They didn't, but it's a movie about Mike. And even in that, it's a good movie. I enjoyed myself. Like I said, I cried.
66. So she's
several
born in
times.
66. Mike was born, he's 8 years older than her. It's just like, how much is she going to pop up in the practices when he's doing the commercials, when he's going American Bandstand? How much is Janet going to be there?
It's like, did you like how the Kyoshi Warriors appeared in the Avatar movie? It wasn't for them. It wasn't their movie. They're like, so what? Same with Janet Jackson. She's the Kyoshi Warriors.
Now they do a sequel. They got to find a way to make it work. I don't think you could move into that part of Michael's life and completely ignore Janet Jackson.
I think you could in a 2-hour constraint.
It would be a complaint for me. One movie, cool. She's young enough where we may not be paying attention to her, but it's like she's making a career for herself in her own right at that point under the name Jackson. It almost feels nonsensical not to acknowledge that.
Have her at a dinner scene. Are you happy?
Hey, as long as she's in it. Second movie, she got to be there.
How's everything going, Janet? Well, yeah, I just got a TV show with this guy, and I got oh, nice. You got to be careful for so-and-so. The phone rings. He leaves the room. There, you happy? You got your Janet Jackson scene? That's all you wanted? If the story's not about her, we can have the movie without her. There's so many people in Michael's life. It's a biopic.
But how she's a star in her own right though. Like she's almost too big to ignore at the time that this next film will be that it'll be centered around. So like you actively have to ignore it. I feel like most other celebrity siblings, like if you was making a movie about Alec Baldwin and you just didn't want to include the other Baldwin brothers, who's going to really be mad? But like the other Baldwin brothers are not Alec in their own right, the way that Janet is kind of like her own entity. Jermaine, Tito, Randy, they can be in the background, but Janet had a solo career that was really budding in that next era that they should be showing for Mike.
It's not the solo career. It would be like they're saying in chat to Scream video if they ever address that.
The Scream video doesn't. Why? What is the point of the Scream video if we're not going to highlight the fact that Janet Jackson was a budding superstar at that time?
The word if they're gonna highlight the Scream video, then that's a way to get her in.
Yeah,
we are a part of a revolution. We got to get the Rhythm Nation. We got to do all that shit.
Yeah, no, we got a lot more to get to, and I'm ready for the next one because it was a good movie. It's a good movie. It's rewatchability good. It's again just the way you just move watching it. You're dancing the whole time.
She finds a producer. But no, matter of fact, the only way it'd be cool is if she get Antoine Fuqua to make it. This would be like a spinoff. We can get Coleman back in that thing. We can get Nia back in that thing. And now Jafar can sit on the sidelines while Janet have her movie. We don't have to have Michael and Janet's movie. Then we can have a mashup. Ooh, I just figured it out. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to touch Scream. Yeah, exactly. We're not going to touch Scream in the second Michael movie. We're going to have our own Janet solo, written and directed by Antoine Fuqua, and then we're going to have Scream, a Janet Jackson Michael story told centered around Janet's career intermixing with Michael, the Scream video. We're gonna get all of that. The Michael cinematic universe. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's how we're gonna do that thing.
Let's go Scream.
I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mind I ain't forget.
Arthur Rose, I think my bet of 725 million is looking good. Well, let's see how the international audience show up.
I
He's
haven't
out of
heard a
his.
single number yet. I haven't heard
He
anything.
would be out of his mind by thinking that. I don't know how much any of you have been on the internet since Michael has debuted. Well, I'll just hold on. Let's just do this one.
It's literally still Thursday, so if it's anything even relatively impressive,
Oh, I don't know numbers right now.
okay.
no
I was
idea.
about to say.
Yeah, I know. No
This is
idea
still
what
preview
numbers
numbers.
are. But, and this is just one video. This is just one video. Actually, let me do this instead. Forgive me.
Thank you, Arthur Rose, for the $2 just to spark whatever this is about to be.
These are just theaters. I showed this morning, some of this morning. These are different theaters. This is not in America, not this one. That's one theater. I mean, my theater last night was packed. It was sold out with people dancing, dressed up. Another theater. Can't play the sound here. Can't play the Michael music.
No, that's a lot of people dressed up.
I mean,
The Thriller varsity jackets. Oh man.
is there ever any doubt that, I mean, who are we dealing with here?
This is anecdotal evidence on
Sure.
opening day.
Sure. Absolutely.
Oh, oops.
Now, when we start getting those preview and those Friday numbers, that will no longer be anecdotal. Then we'll have a clearer view of how this thing is heading into the weekend.
Oh, I'm just showing. Yeah, no, I'm just showing that these are packed theaters, and these are just some here, with people dressed up, doing everything. And I mean, you guys can. That's why I didn't even bring up numbers, because there's pointless to bring up numbers right now. But feel how you want to feel. Think what you want to think. You weren't in my theater last night, and I don't know how many of these videos you guys have watched of other theaters that are packed as the ones we were just showing. But no, this is.
Just ask them, Tim. Ask them how they like the Elvis movie.
I saw one video that had the crowd going insane, and they captioned it, "Yeah, this is not in game. This is the Michael movie." That's because of how crazy the people were going in there, and that was just the movie was just opening.
Ask them about the movie that Dennis Quaid made when he was playing Jerry Lee Lewis about 30 some odd years ago.
Lauren says, chill, worried, chill, about to eat his words. Okay, what are the words I'm about to eat, Lawrence? Quote me on what the words are that I'm going to eat now.
Oh, Lord. I believe he's referring to.
I want to hear him tell me it instead of you.
You're never going to hear him because he's not on the stream.
You know, I can wait for him to write it down.
Cool. And while he's writing it down, I will speak.
But I feel if you speak, you'd influence what he writes down. But go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
You know what? You're right. Let him answer. Fine.
Not gonna lie, Chill might end up right that this doesn't make $1 billion.
You do know currently right now it is sitting at a 96% on the audience score.
I can say 90 million. What's the projected to do?
Shooting for 150 opening.
It is.
Bohemian Rhapsody did like 90.
Did you say 150 domestic?
No, no, worldwide.
Okay.
What do you think this does opening weekend? My guess is 230, 250. Maybe I'm tripping.
Chill stated that audiences of all races would not show up for Michael, and this movie would not make $1 billion. What Chillmonger did was he pulled up evidence from the past for other movies and showed you how the international audience don't show up at the same rate. That's what Chillmonger did. I can look at box office projections of what this is supposed to do. Last I saw was what 70 million for domestic of what this movie is gonna do, and I can look at other movies that does 70 million in their opening week. I think Fast and Furious 10 made 70 million in its opening domestically. Overall, it reached 700 million. The international audience showed up for that. It was a great split from domestic and international. That's my, so let me reiterate that one for you, Lawrence, and it's not words I'm going to eat. It's that the past has taught that the international audience doesn't show up. And now Darius makes a very passionate case that Michael is the barrier breaker. That's what Michael does. And I'm like, all right, cool, Darius. I want that to happen too. And I hope Michael's the guy who, you know, does what didn't happen with Sinners, where 75% of it was from domestic. I hope Michael can break the barrier.
So Bohemian Rhapsody made around 900 million, and their opening weekend was what, domestically around 60 million or so. So like
in America, like in the
domestic, yeah.
The international
I'm
audience.
not domestically Canada, obviously.
No, it's the same thing. They count Canada and America together.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say, like, Bohemian Rhapsody's box office splits were 23% domestic. It was the rest of the world that carried that thing to get to 910.
You think globally Bohemian Rhapsody, you think globally Queen is more popular than Michael Jackson?
I think they're whiter than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I said more popular. We're talking about showbiz now, like that.
So the answer is no.
I get the racism part of it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, racism doesn't make
we don't have to read.
Doesn't make Jerry Lee Lewis more popular than Rick James. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make Elvis more popular than Michael Jackson.
I got you. I don't want to repeat the thing from last week and the week before and the week before. You guys know where I sit on it. Racism bad. Everyone agrees there. Racism bad. I hope Chinese numbers show up and do their thing. I'm not expecting China to show, like, I'm looking at under 30 million. What did Bohemian do for China? They gave it 13 million. I don't know if you can see that or not. I think I'm covering it, but 13 million right there. So okay. That's like Star Wars Rise of Skywalker numbers.
Like, is it comparable? Is a completely different genre of music? And again, it's an infinitely more unpopular figure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't see it. I don't see the China Michael Jackson, but China is the market though. You're right. We gotta wait to see that, Professor Film Fan. That would be a great that's a huge populated people. That would be a country that'd be great shine. I don't see it.
If we can extrapolate some data here, if you look at the type of music or the musical scene that's coming out of that area of the world right now, K-pop is very, very popular. What is K-pop based on?
That's Korea, not China.
I said that area, but okay. So there's no K-pop going on in China? They don't listen to K-pop in China?
I don't think you know how secluded China really is and how like uninterested.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was a sweep across Asia.
Yeah, China's pretty bossing say about everything. They don't really, influences are not really like the same.
Well, it's kind of hard to prove this point then.
Don't worry, keep going. I'll listen.
No, it's hard to prove the point. My point is if they're in the far east of the world, if they're emulating black music in a certain way now, is that so different from what they might have been doing 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago? And if not, if that trend persisted, then they probably, have a bigger audience for artists like Michael Jackson than we're giving them credit for right now. If things were how they are today in that area of the world, then I don't see why Michael Jackson isn't a bigger star than Freddie Mercury.
Michael is a bigger star than Freddie Mercury. He is.
Hell bent on anti-American sentiment, especially at the box office. Okay,
I
can see that. I will say that they've been more strategic because I mean they like money too. And they want to show popular films. So they've been a little bit more strategic about how they pinpoint that out. So studios like Warner Brothers and Disney are much more prone to getting that type of ire from the CCP. But
Yeah, you know me.
I don't think it's what it was at a certain point where it was like a blanket. We're like, oh, you got these strict rules and can't show anything mythical and can't do this, can't do that. I don't think it's like that anymore. But they will be hitting the biggest studios as a show of economic control over the US for sure.
Okay. 35 million.
35 million over. Are you saying as compared to Bohemian Rhapsody's 13? So then they would more than triple the output. And again, that's a film that already made $900 million. So now you want some dangerous ground now. What if they do that with other markets that they didn't make a lot of money on Bohemian Rhapsody?
Okay,
side?
back down to 30. Guys. Back down to 30. I don't see it making $30 million in China. I don't
You
care.
said 30, 35 a minute ago.
Oh, no, we're going down to 30. Go look, I said what I said. Let's just, and then you guys can say, Chillmonger, you're finally wrong, Chillmonger. You said China wasn't gonna show up. All right, got it. All right. If China showed up for Panther, a fictional character, you think Michael, the biggest icon, will do the same? It's a lot of questions we're asking, Lawrence. We shall see. Hopefully they show out. Yeah, of course. That's the best case scenario, that hopefully they show out. Planet Fanatic says, no, it didn't show trailers. Oh, because he said, did your showing play trailers? That's weird. They wouldn't show
There
any
was no
trailers?
trailers on the movie?
Lionsgate? Huh.
They didn't have shit else, huh? They said we put all of our efforts into Michael. So
Maybe
please
there's
enjoy.
multiple screenings and they have so many screenings and they want to get this one out the way so they can have one more later, maybe.
How long of a movie is it, Darius?
A little over 2.
Okay, so it's not like an end game in terms of length. They could stand to put some damn trailers on.
They say 700 million is to get the sequel, right? That's important. I hope it's good too. I hope the first one's good. I hope I like it. Let's go on to a super chat that just came in now. Oh, Torian Rain Reloaded, active today, $10. According to what I have looked up, Michael has made nearly $20 million from international markets, Italy, Mexico, France, UK, Ireland, leading the way.
In preview money?
Wait, why is Italy leading the way instead of a major place like China?
Because it hasn't released in every
Okay.
international market yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
$20 million.
$20 million on
this
the
Thursday.
preview side on Thursday.
It's good. That's something.
Well,
And then Friday will
can't
be
Friday yet, Lawrence. They haven't collected all the money from Friday, and people haven't gone to the showings. Maybe that's a projection for Friday. Maybe that's what you're saying.
According to what I looked up, Michael has made nearly 20 million from international markets.
So then that's got to be previews. I mean, it's got to be today's.
And then whatever, bro. This isn't going to be a Marvel movie with a grand opening. It's just that second week, the third week, the fourth week. How much will it drop? That's when we start knowing that this is a keeper. This is a successful film. There's a general rule of thumb I saw. By the day 6, whatever the box office total is, by day 6, usually it'll just double that. So if we're sitting at 350 on day 6, we know international and domestic, then we can say, oh, well, according to that little rule, it means that this makes 700 million and we'll get the sequel. That's not a true rule because movies like Top Gun Maverick just had legs and it went forever and ever. 2 hours pretty condensed, he said. And thank you, Torian, for the super. He said my screening had trailers in front of it. And who else we got here today? Quasimodo says, when they do the movie on Janet, should they have a scene with the Super Bowl incident? Did you want it? I think that's like what you don't want. You spent so long trying to make that not the thing, but that was all over in 2003.
It'd be an easy way to flip that shit back on Justin. Which, I mean, a lot of that blame should have went to him initially, even how it played out. But that'd be a good way to flip that shit back on Justin. Because, I mean, he coming out now talking about he don't have to feel sorry for it and all this other shit. And okay, well, cool. Let's make a movie. Let's make a movie and show how we intricately showed you how to rip off the pasty as to not expose Janet's breast. And you went ahead and did it anyway. Let's tell the world in film form. Michael will return in Doomsday.
You guys have too much time. Hey, look, a super chat.
Money big, Uncle Phil, twin Glocks, feeling Lil. Niggas hate Uncle Tom, spin them off me, carousel, get them off me, go to hell.
Mr. Lawrence, most people said they seeing Michael multiple times. That's absolutely why we got to wait on this and sit. We got to sit and wait on this and hope for the best. Hope for the box office. But overall, if this thing has a life on its own, like if people talk about it on TikTok, the same way I'm seeing Trick Williams and toilet paper and memes like that based on his wrestling entrance, the same way when we watched Sinners, we saw a lot of skits being made about sinners and vampires letting them in the home and all that stuff. If Michael Jackson's movie can spark something, or even if you look at Minions, you got to get dressed up, guys. There's the Michael Jackson challenge. You know, we're good. Domestically, I think some moves can be made.
Wait for it to play out, man. Wait for it to play out. I think we'll have by the end of this weekend, we will have a much clearer view of whether or not is going me and Darius's way, or if it's going the way Chill said it was going to go. But we will know.
Okay.
Which way did I say?
Which way did I say it was going to go?
You just don't think you don't think it's going to make $1 billion, so you can leave it at that. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcus, which way do you, because that's not right. Which way do I think it's going to go?
Like 725-ish.
All right.
Like that.
I'll reiterate this one. I doubt the international audience showing up. That's what I doubt.
Chill.
Can you put a number on it so it can be more definitive?
But he already did put a number on it. I don't know why he's playing this damn game. He said he agreed with Arthur's number. He said 7.
That's
whatever.
why I said the 725.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to pretend like he didn't say that.
I think there's a lot of that 725 number. I think there's a lot of evidence to stand by it. But did I say it with the definitive fact? No, I never did.
That's a cop out.
Don't
even tell me
I'm not done talking.
In it.
I'm not done talking. I want to now give
That's
the number.
fine. It's still a cop out, and you're not standing on what you're.
That is
you're
what
trying
he
to take
said.
credit for the fact. Oh, it's very accurate, and I believe in it, but I'm not going to say definitively because I don't want to be wrong.
All right,
because he did say it definitively.
I'm right here, guys. I can give this. So
I'm actually going to pull it up right now. Go ahead and finish talking.
Thank you. How are you going to pull it up? It's like a 2-hour, 3-hour stream. You're going to find the moment?
Oh, I'm going to find the moment because that's exactly what you said. So I want to prove you wrong. I've been very silent. I'm going to remain silent.
So this is important. All right. The international box office will not match the domestic box office. So when you think of don't roll your eyes and bobblehead yourself right now.
It doesn't mean anything.
My point,
it doesn't mean anything.
So my points and what I stand on and what I feel strongly isn't the total, the final number of what the box office will do. I looked at the past to see what the international will do and how I doubt that they'll show up the way that domestic. So, and this is the part where I give the number. If I look at movies that do 50-50, I look at movies that did, like Sinners, like I said, was 75 domestic and 25 international. But on the complete opposite, when we had Bohemian, what was it? I was just here. Bohemian's international, it was the opposite. So 23 domestic and 76 international. I don't see the international audience showing up as well. So I'll say 60% domestic, 40% international. That's You guys want to attach me to something? You can want to write it down. You want to clip it. I'm thinking the domestic is 60%. The international is 40%.
So what if they do that and we still hit a billy? Then what?
Then congratulations, we hit $1 billion. I'm not here to. It's not going to hit $1 billion. I'm here to say that the international audience and racism is so prevalent. That's what I'm here to say. That's what I'm standing on. That international isn't going to match domestic the way it should because of Jafar Jackson's skin color.
Oh, are we ready?
Let's go.
I have it. I have what Chill was saying from when Tina was here. Okay, I just was making sure we were ready. Hold on.
And what do I say in this, Darius? What is it I say?
Oh, Chill, you'll hear yourself. I don't need
No,
to
what do I
tell
say?
you.
What do I say? What do I say in it?
Why the fuck would I repeat what you're about to hear?
Because I want you to say what you thought I said, and we play the video.
I'm about to play the video.
Oh, I like holding you to what your words. So I said what? You're not gonna do it? Oh man. Consequences, right?
Boom, boom,
Here we go.
boom.
Okay.
Wait, do you disagree with me when I said 60-40 with domestic and international? Are you open to it?
Who you asking?
Marcus first.
So I think it's. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I realize that it's taking you out of the space of having to be right or wrong. Like you could be right and still be wrong because you did say that it's not going to make $1 billion.
Having to be right or wrong about the billion thing. So I am not fixated on the billion double or the total number. I'm not. That's not the case I'm making. It's not. I'm not a right or wrong. It's not. I was never going that route. I was always talking about international people won't show up.
Yeah, but I feel like this entire discussion was birthed out of the idea that we thought it was going to hit $1 billion.
Okay, well, you can dead that because I believe in the international thing. When I said this week, and then the week before this stream over here, where I brought it up the numbers and I went movie by movie. My case is an international and a domestic. So Darius, go play it. Can go up to 1.2. I don't see the billion anymore.
Superman.
I'll narrow it down a little bit.
Superman numbers.
It's I'm telling. I say this every time we talk about Mike. I behoove all of you. God, look up the man before you. You're after bear
Customers who historically, especially recently, haven't been supporting movies like Sinners. The international audience haven't been coming out for Black Panther at the same rate they came for Captain Marvel and some of the other white movies. That's what I speak on. So I'm just not insulting Michael. Michael's great. Michael's a barrier breaker. It's just
but
about
you yourself, when we were talking about Doomsday, just said people will come out for movies they want to see and make those movies domestically. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist surrounding Michael Jackson.
And the international was 50, or do you think it'll be like Bohemian Rhapsody? Domestic was something like 33%, and international.
Hold on, I need to go back further. You run the risk of getting the boot.
Yeah.
Love to say stuff, and
I understand what you're saying. That's why I said you don't understand Michael Jackson.
Well, I didn't even finish what I was saying about Michael. I'll say it again. In the Michael situation, I'm where Marcus is, where I'm the one going, no, guys, white supremacy exists. This movie's not going to make it.
That's literally what I just told you. Again, that's why I said you don't understand the Michael effect. You're putting racism on Michael Jackson where it doesn't matter with Michael Jackson. So you just don't understand the Michael effect. It's cool. Oh, so you don't have to understand Mike.
Real fast. Who's the Canadian Michael Jackson? So we both can understand.
Hold on, let's get past the Canadian.
Is it Wayne Gretzky?
Justin Bieber.
Gonna make $1 billion?
Nah.
So
no. In the height of Bieber feet,
the generations to grow up on your music.
Like y'all call Bieber the.
But Tina, I want it to make 1.3 just as much as you want it to make 1.3 also.
That's me. Now, what I will say is I'm disappointed they're not here. Their marketing has been a little shoddy to me. It hasn't had the best marketing. But I think it's going to have legs, and I think it's going to have a lot of walk-up traffic. That's what I speculate. There's not a lot of pre-sales at the moment, but I think it's going to have a large black crowd, kind of like Black Panther and Sinners. So I think it'll have a lot of walk-up traffic.
Are you nervous about the international audience thing too? Were you there the stream I was showing international numbers?
Oh,
I'm not
Jesus
nervous
Christ.
about China.
You shouldn't
Hey,
be
I
worried
am.
about any of them.
Yeah.
Why? But he's
Bo,
worried
Michael,
for
I'm
China
really
because
confused
he
on whose markets
doesn't
and who's
get it.
Darius.
Michael
I'm
was
not
huge in
confused.
China.
China.
Huge,
Oh,
like
yeah, he's
huge.
So hold on real quick, because Bohemian Rhapsody.
Hold on. It's not a reach. I'm trying to find where Arthur. I'm trying to figure if this is the stream where Arthur sent in the 760 that he agreed with, or
That
if
I
it
think
was the
that
one
happened
before.
tonight. I
No,
feel like
he might have
Arthur
said it
Rose
tonight
said
again. He might have said it tonight again, but he also said it prior to the stream. And
Yeah,
really,
he said it before. He said 720. He said
I really don't
785.
even have to go and look it up since that's doing too much, or maybe that feels like a reach. Like I said, just like this is all recorded in front of an audience, the audience also has the same memory that we have. So the audience could chime in and say, hey, he did say this or he did not say this, because I mean, I know what I remember. Mark, that's two brains right here remembering the exact same thing.
If this is just an argument based off of what's going to be higher, the domestic or the international box office, I'm not interested. I'm not interested because I don't think that's going to keep it
That's
from
not where
hitting
it
the
stemmed.
target.
That's not where it stemmed from. It's the overall conversation initially started a while ago with it making over $1 billion. Then the conversation came in where Arthur said 7 whatever number. I don't remember what Chill's original number was, but then he changed and said, I actually agree with Arthur's number. When he said I agree with Arthur's number, that's when he started then going into international or whatever. But before he went into his little international spill, he agreed with Arthur's number.
My understanding was
Arthur's number. I'll agree now. I'll tell you right now, guys. Right now, he said 725. That is a very realistic number. That is very likely. I used to go from, you guys cut me off in that video that's over here on the side, but I used to think something like, damn, this can land for anywhere from 600 to 1.3. I don't see 1.3 anymore. I do see something below $1 billion now. I'd love to be wrong, but I see below $1 billion, and it's because of the international, which is why I did like that 5-minute presentation the week before this video here.
That was my understanding of it, is that the link from whether or not the splits were going to be heavier internationally or domestically was going to lead this film to not hit $1 billion. That's how I was taking this argument.
We can say that. We can say that. Yeah, that's why. But most importantly is my doubt of the international audience, and I'd love for $1 billion to happen with just the domestic audience killing it and showing up in great numbers, and the $1 billion to happen. I want the $1 billion to happen even with the international.
If this film, because I'm going to remain silent as I have, but if this film does make $1 billion, that'd
be great.
What do you say?
I'll say, well, what did the international audience show up to make it $1 billion?
No. I overall, if the film just makes it, because you as you know,
I say great job, Michael. I say that it's a great movie, but my doubt is an international domestic doubt.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about the.
Okay, then you're not talking about what I'm talking about. Then
no, chill. Stop playing.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing at all. My gripe, my case is international audiences not showing up at the rate that the domestics do. If it makes it $1 billion, but it's still 75 domestic and 25 international, I'm going to say, look, the internationals didn't show up.
That is because
it's not what you want to hear, but it's what I've been saying.
It's not. That's not it. That's not the argument we've been having, because I have never combated you on international, because I don't give a fuck about that. So I've never combated.
You never said something like they love him in China or anything like that?
Oh, I said they love him in China, but whenever you wanted me to give you numbers, percentages, splits, or whatever the fuck it is you were looking for, I never gave you any of that. I never gave you any of that, because that's not my
argument. Am I right or wrong?
My argument is that it's going to make $1 billion. That's been my argument from day one.
Okay. I hope it makes $1 billion too.
Yeah.
I also
what do you say when it does though?
I say Michael Jackson made $1 billion in the movies. I say what a great number.
No. You would need to come on here and you would have to say how wrong you absolutely were, how you were wrong about doubting the star power of Michael Jackson, how you were wrong about you just don't understand Michael Jackson more than, oh, congratulations, Mike. You would have, because you have been staked in this position.
Yeah, about the
You've been
international
so
show
staked
not
in this.
showing up
No.
and costing it $1 billion.
Phil, I have been so calm and I've let you speak. So please grant me that same gratitude.
Okay, but don't lie on my words.
Hey, please grant me that same gratitude. I have been more than generous to you during this mic conversation, more than generous. So please grant me that same gratitude.
Okay, don't misrepresent me. Go ahead.
Same gratitude. Thank you. You have been staked in this position. So you would need to come on here and say how wrong you were about doubting the star power of Michael Jackson. Because that's the position that you have been staked in. You can shake your head and do all that you want, but every single person in this chat believes the exact same thing because it's what you have said and it's what you have demonstrated.
Why couldn't you find that moment of me saying that?
Because I need to find which live it was that Arthur sent that super chat and said that.
Well, you said you admitted that you did say what Darius is trying to say. That you said you already copped to that.
What I admit to saying is that the international audience won't show up to the domestic. That could hurt it, and that's why it won't reach $1 billion, because the international. Now the domestic numbers, I don't doubt those. I doubt the rest of the world showing up. And so if this thing doesn't gross $1 billion, it'll be because and if it does that 725 that Arthur's keeps saying and sticking by, I can say
Stop saying that Arthur's just saying it as if you didn't agree with Arthur saying it. You agreed with him. You agreed with that number.
So
stop trying to make it seem as if you didn't agree with that number. You're trying to play this weird ass head game with people as if you didn't say that, but you did.
Did I only say I agree, or did I have the additional look? It could do that because the international audience won't show up and it'll just go down to 725 or lower. Who knows? That's what I've said. That's my whole quote. Don't misquote me, or
I'm not misquoting you.
Like
I'm
I
not
was only doing
you. I'm not
total
misquoting
gross.
you. If one person says something and you've got 5 or 6 to 10 people saying something else, who the fuck would you believe? I'm not the only one saying that you said that. You're the only one saying that you said that. The chat is agreeing. The chat has agreed.
I don't care if the chat agrees to something. You
of
find
course
that
you don't agree. Of course you don't care. Of course you don't care that the chat agrees because it's going against what you're saying. Of course you don't agree.
After this stream, will you maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after?
I'm
will
not
you
going. No,
hear me out.
No,
let me finish the question.
No, I'm not about you skim.
Will you go to the Arthur super
here.
chat?
I'm not skimming. I was going to skim through it on here. I'm going to wait to see what Michael does.
I think you need evidence. I think you need to go to the moment.
I don't need the evidence. You just agreed that you said it.
Actually, what I did was I added that the 725 is a realistic number, and it's probably because the international audience won't show up.
Is that not an agreement, though? Is that not an agreement on the number?
Yeah, but I want...
It's head games, Marcus. It's head games. He's trying to play this game because he knows he's wrong. So I don't know if he's trying... It's a backpedal at this point. It's a backpedal. It's a pivot.
Do you understand my position? Even if you disagree with it, do you understand my position?
It's a pivot. It's a hard pivot. It's an ugly.
You understand my position, Marcus?
I do understand your position.
Darius, you got to understand my position?
It's
you
a pivot.
consider it a pivot?
I understand your pivot. I understand your hard left turn. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I would make that left too. I would have turned around, not passed to go either. I wouldn't have collected my 200 either.
Hey, find my quote.
On moving.
Find the moment. Find the moment that everyone saw in chat.
That's so funny that you keep saying find the moment when you literally said you've already told everyone here, the 65 people, including us, if you want to add that to the 65, that you just said it. You agreed to it. So I don't need to go find it because you just agreed to it.
Oh, I added to the...
That's agreeing to it, Killmonger. Regardless of how you flip it, twist it, bop it, turn it. That's how you agreed to it.
Okay, Darius, what did I agree to? Darius, what did I agree to?
The number. You're pissing me off.
And why did I agree to the number? And why did I agree to the 725? What did I say?
I'm not about to play these fucking head games with you, Chillmonger.
I'm not going to do it because of the international domestic box office splits. But it's still a rationale. You still agree with it. That's your opinion, though. You know?
So domestic, what do you think Michael does, Chill? That's a good question. I don't know. What are some other... let's do what I do here all the time.
Let's put it together, yeah.
I go to the Bohemian Rhapsody domestic audience, which was 260, and that was a biopic. I think domestically, Michael is more than this.
And you
What did
know
Black
what,
Panther do?
Lawrence?
600.
That is the biggest point what Lawrence just said there. That is one of the biggest points.
Chill claims to support Black projects. I don't claim to support Black projects only, but okay,
No,
I claim to support Black
you claim.
projects.
It's a claim.
But
It's a
when
claim.
we get a Black project, he thinks it will fail. So claims to support Black project. When he gets Black project, he thinks it will fail. Wait, what's the problem with looking at the past and every other Black movie, like I did in that 5-minute presentation, and analyzing? Oh, look, Black movies don't work well internationally. What's wrong with me
Because the
observing
way
that?
you talk about Sagwa Eyanu is not the way that you talk around the Michael Jackson film. You have not tried.
I want
to
Michael
prop this
Jackson to
film up.
succeed.
Shut up, Chill. You ain't propped this film up once. You've been so negative toward this film. You've been negative since we've talked. Since every time we've talked about it, you've been negative toward the film.
Oh,
That's
so,
what they
so
mean.
when
That's
we
what
played
they
the
mean when they say
trailer,
you claim to support Black projects, but you pick and choose those Black projects that you want to support. That's that same bullshit.
you just
pick
called
and choose
Ianu
what
Sagwa.
Black projects you want to support. I've always said Ianu Wasagwa. I said that
Well,
2
you
hours
claim-
ago.
Why
Ianu
isn't
Wasagwa.
that
I just
you?
said it again tonight. It's Sagwa.
Why isn't that
Hey, don't-
you?
we don't need to be throwing out no Ianu shade or no strays. Y'all keep Ianu out of this. Shout out to Elu.
Or was Chill support for my Wonder Man?
For my Wonder.
So yeah, great call, Lawrence. It's a
Let me
call that-
bring up Example
it was a
Comics.
call
You
that
said you
was
support
already-
Black
the
Panther
room
and
already knew about, but I'm
You
glad
said
you
you-
said it.
you said you support Black Panther and Storm, but other characters you don't want to support for a great reason. Now, if they have a great writer with a great artist with a great everything on a Black character, I go, oh look, Marvel put some effort into it. But with my understanding of how willing to tolerate the other Black characters in Marvel they are, I go, why try this again? I saw Photon. I saw a lot of Black characters in Marvel, Ghostlight. I name them all the time, and I go, these aren't serious efforts. The ones who show up in the crossovers and the major things, they're Black Panther and Storm. So since Marvel only cares about 2, Chill will only care about 2. I also hate Miles, who's got I would say that I want him to change his name. I wouldn't say I hate Miles. I'd like for him to advance past the shadow and the ceiling of Spider-Man. But if you want to say I hate Miles, I understand what you mean. Do more research. But do more research. I love when Pantheon goes into these shark-infested territories. I have no problem. Oh, box office will come. I hope for the greatest number in the world because I want Michael to do numbers. I'm gonna go see the
We don't
movie.
need you to pivot. We don't need you to sidestep. We don't need
I
you to
never said
moonwalk this
anything
way.
other than that
We
position.
don't
That's
need
not a
you to
pivot. I
moonwalk
always
this
wanted the
way
best for Michael.
because you haven't.
I've
You have
always
been
rooted for
so
Michael.
negative toward this film since we talked about it.
There's
So
a
since-
tr-
so
there's a
since you
trailer
say you
reaction when I'm not
supported them,
negative.
tell you what you're going to tell me. Go pull it up. Go
There's a
pull it
trailer
up.
reaction
Go
when
pull
I'm
it
not
up.
negative
Go
where
pull it up.
he's doing
Go pull
the
it up.
moonwalk.
Pull
I
it
said,
up
wow.
for us.
There's a trailer reaction where
Of course, everybody says wow when Michael
Wow,
Jackson
can I
does
talk,
the moonwalk.
bro?
That's the premise you claim that
There's-
hate him say wow when he does the moonwalk.
there's
Everybody
a
wows.
cool. So this is the part where I disprove you. There's this great moment where Jafar Jackson sounded just like Michael, and I said I gave that credit.
Everybody has given him
Don't
that
talk
credit.
over
You're
me,
not
dude.
special.
It's not.
You're not special for saying
Alright.
that Jafar sounds like Michael. That's been the consensus since everybody's heard him talk.
And when I complimented him, that was me not being negative, Darius.
Yeah, you're not special for that.
We got one more super chat.
#1 hustler getting money. Why you wanna count my money?
Appreciate the debate, fellas. Let's all get along. Let's all hope for $1 billion for Michael.
Here we go with some more pivots and
Hustler
digs.
getting money. Why you want to take my money? Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
That's another point, Rastafari.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Michael's the greatest Black celebrity of all time. So by your logic, you should support Michael more than anything ever. Okay, Johnny. I intend to see this movie at the cinema and pay my money to support it.
Yeah, I know that's right. Definitely stamina. John, I've not seen you in these other debates, so you might have come in on a, but he's definitely no victim.
Can you like? So you think it's a billion?
I can't.
What's your projection again? Take a position. Take a position.
I can't.
What's your position?
You already know my position. So the fact that you want me to say the number again is me playing into your weird fucking game that I'm not playing. So play your weirdo Uno Yahtzee, whatever you're playing by yourself. You know my number. Goldfish, you know my number.
Number one hustler getting money.
Say $1 billion again. It's fine. I think your number is $1 billion. So if I'm wrong, correct me. I think you said $1 billion. All right. I hope for $1 billion too. I hope so much. I hope you're not wrong, Darius. I hope that you are coming in here like, you got that $1 billion. Fuck the domestic international because you don't care about that. But you want the billion. I hope that. Right, Marcus?
Facts. That's what I'm on. Michael, get a Billy. Michael, get a Billy. Fuck the domestic splits. Fuck international. Michael, get a Billy. All right, we done with that? Are we done?
Are we done?
Are you done? Are you done? Cool.
No, you didn't give your prediction. What is it?
Give me 1-1 for Michael. Give me 1.1.
Did we have anything else to touch on today? The Invincible ClayFace. We touched it all.
I think we got through it all. Even talked about Faveruea, and was there anything else we were talking about? You got to talk about Dakota a million times. It was a good
Including
time.
Amistad, who they say is on the spectrum, but that was only the TV show. In this, he doesn't talk like he is.
Unless Grogu's on the spectrum. Oh shit.
Torian, don't even. That's the most like.
We'll do what it's meant to do. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can take
that's
that
what
shit
it's
on
meant to
home. You can take that shit on home.
Oh man. Yo, join us for another riveting edition of the Pantheon three-headed monster. I am Chillmonger, and you can expect some content coming from me regarding the Dakota incident and some other comic book shit. Thank you for coming. Marcus, Sundays, what's happening?
Sundays at 4:30. Come check us out for dubs and L's and a little bit of media news on the Behind the Cape segment. Like I said, kicking it off at 4:30. Come check us out.
I missed the super chat. He says, hold up. I got 9 that showed up. So chill. I hit you on Patreon. He told me that. Support the show back in Cleveland, Toronto. Yeah, we saw that. John Favreau is the problem. We saw that. Speaking of Viltrum, yeah, we saw the Japanese Twitter. I think my bet of 725 million is looking good. What was the bet? What was on the line, Arthur? I think he just made the claim. I don't think there was a bet.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And 10 from Torian says, according to what I looked up, Michael has made nearly 20 million from international markets. Solid. Most people said that they seeing Michael multiple times. I think we read that one, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. And then appreciate the debate, fellas. Let's all get along. That's all the ones that show up on my feed. So if I'm missing a super, it's StreamYard's fault.
Yeah, I got him.
Chill, make a Michael video. What is this? What is the last stream we did here? What's the other time we streamed? What's the time I did the trailer reaction? What do you mean make a Michael video?
All right. Cue to Josh for you have me fall asleep on stream.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
All right, dog.